After my rebirth, all 5 of my sisters can hear my inner voice. Should I tell the eldest sister that the biological brother she dotes on so much is actually a perverted demon behind her back? I see her stroking his head, then she suddenly freezes. This is so conflicting. Should I let them know? The biological brother they work so hard to find is actually just a bastard. I see all 5 sisters turn pale with horror. As someone who transmigrated into this story, I know it well. The protagonist Yifeng is constantly framed by the real young master, Yiyang, causing the 5 sisters to constantly misunderstand him. Sometimes, they even beat him in their fits of rage, according to the book. Because of Yiyang's framing today, he'll be kicked out of the house by the eldest sister, Yi Wei. Suddenly, an angry voice cuts through my memories. Yifeng, are you even listening to me? I asked you, what did you do when you snuck into my room yesterday? Yi Wei is about to explode with rage. This Yifeng guy just stands there like a statue, not even bothering to give a single answer. After processing the memories, I snap out of it and take a good look at Yi Wei. She really is as beautiful as the book described. Seeing this, Yi Wei chest heaves with uncontrollable anger. What are you staring at? I never expected to have such a demonic brother like you. Get out of here right now. I don't want to see your face anymore. Watching this scene, I swallow hard. Holy crap. If those buttons pop and fly into my face, what would happen? Noticing Yi Wei's face growing colder, I speak up helplessly. What exactly did I do? Can't you just go check the security cameras yourself? Since we just met, I don't hold any ill will toward Yi Wei, but I can't help grumbling internally with annoyance. So, ridiculous. I saw you dead drunk, and was kind enough to bring you hangover soup. Yet you think I am trying to pull something, but it doesn't matter. You want me to leave? Right, fine. I'll just go. No one in this house likes me anyway, especially you. I glance at Yiyang standing smugly at the top of the stairs. Hearing that, Yi Wei immediately frowns. Yifeng, what did you just say? You were the one who brought that bowl of soup last night. But Yifeng clearly didn't say that out loud. How could she have heard it? Is it a hallucination? I look at her with a hint of surprise. Yi Wei, is there something wrong with your ears? I said I am leaving. Okay? Besides, how do you even know that I was the one who brought the hangover soup? Your brain is finally starting to work. Yi Wei brow furrows even deeper. Yifeng, you dare insult me? Immediately after, I cut her off. I don't want to waste any more breath on you. With that, I stand up and head straight for the door. Seeing this, Yi Wei grabs my arm tightly. No. You have to explain yourself clearly first. Otherwise, you're not going anywhere. I shrug her hand off forcefully. Get lost. Stop bothering me. Go ask your precious brother what he's been up to. Yi Wei stares in shock at her hand that was just brushed aside. Then, she chases after me in a fit of rage, blocking my path. Yifeng, you can't leave until you explain yourself. You're slandering Yiyang, aren't you? Hearing that, I laugh out of pure frustration. I push past Yi Wei and head straight for the stairs. I grab Yiyang, who is still dazed, by the collar and drag him over to Yi Wei. Tell your eldest sister the truth. Who cooked that hangover soup? And one more crucial thing. Why did Yi Wei underwear end up in my room? Yiyang immediately starts to panic. He puts on a pathetic, teary-eyed face as if he's about to cry. Brother Yi, what are you talking about? I don't understand at all. Yi Wei steps forward and pulls Yiyang up. Yifeng, how can you be so violent? He's your brother. Yiyang, tell me the truth. You made the soup, didn't you? And my underwear. Why was it in Yifeng's room? As soon as she finishes her sentence, Yi Wei pale cheeks flush bright red. Thinking that her personal garment might have been defiled, a surge of extreme disgust rises within her. Hearing this, Yiyang still tries to struggle out of it. Sister, I really was the one who made the soup. Brother Yi had nothing to do with it. Then Yi Wei turns to look at me coldly. I give a mocking smirk and ask back, you say you did it? Then tell me, what are the ingredients and steps to make it? If you can answer that, then I'll believe you made it. Seeing Yiyang stammer for ages without a single word, how could Yi Wei not realize what's going on? Her fury instantly ignites. Yiyang, why did you lie to me? It's just a bowl of soup. There's no need to be so deceitful. You've really disappointed me. Next. Her gaze turns chillingly cold. She asks again, now, both of you tell me, who exactly stole my things? I shrug indifferently. Ask him first. I want to hear how he plans to frame me this time. I might even learn some of his choice words. I am sure they'll come in handy later. After all, his acting skills are quite profound. Yi Wei glares at me, then turns back to her biological brother. Yiyang grits his teeth. In an instant, his eyes turn red. Tears begin to stream down his face. Eldest sister, I didn't do it. It must have been when Brother Yi brought you the soup last night. He must have swiped it then. I am being framed. Yiyang wails and complains, covered in tears and snot. At that moment, Yi Wei suddenly turns to me. Did you use the soup as an excuse to sneak in and steal my underwear? She's at a loss for words. This is so humiliating. Hearing that, I let out a sarcastic sneer. You just believe everything he says? You trust someone you just found, a rascal like him? You'd rather trust him than me, who's been by your side for 10 years. Yi Wei expression freezes, but she stubbornly insists. Then show me proof that you didn't take it. Besides, Yiyang just lacks proper guidance. I believe he can change. Seeing this, I shrug. Fine, follow me. Noticing Yiyang standing nearby looking hesitant, he furrows his brow. A bad premonition starts to form in her heart. She leads Yiyang after me to the second floor. When we enter my room, Yiyue is completely stunned by how cramped it is. She looks at me in disbelief. Why is your room so tiny? The mocking smile remains on my lips. Imp, what's the point of saying that now? I've asked to change rooms more than once, haven't I? Did any of you ever care? Hearing those words, Yiyue suddenly feels an immense wave of guilt. It feels as if a giant hand is squeezing her heart. It's hard to imagine someone as tall as Yifeng living in such a tiny, cramped space. Yiyue then asks, hesitantly, if we didn't notice, couldn't you have mentioned it again? You could have just told me. I give a cold laugh and retort, that's hilarious. Do you remember last winter? It was so cold I couldn't sleep. I had to go out in the middle of the night to exercise, just to warm my body up, and you caught me. You asked why I wasn't sleeping late at night. I told you how freezing this room was. Do you remember what your reaction was then? Yiyue freezes. Her memory drifts back to before last Lunar New Year. She came home late that night and saw Yifeng running back and forth in the backyard. She thought he might have gone crazy, wondering why he was out in the freezing night. After Yifeng explained why, she just gave a dismissive response. She said she'd fix it tomorrow, but she only just remembered it now. This realization makes her feel incredibly guilty. She instinctively feels that her own indifference forced Yifeng to endure every day, stuck in this wretched little room. This room is barely 10 square meters, nothing more than a storage closet. There's only a 5-foot bed inside. She remembers now. This is the same bed Yifeng had as a child, and it's never been replaced. A desk, a window. That's everything in this room. Her nose begins to sting with tears. Forget it, don't mention it again. I am used to it anyway. With that, I turn my gaze back to Yiyang, seeing him still stubbornly refusing to admit his fault. I look at Yiyue and ask, you showered on the second floor yesterday, right? Yiyue nods. I continue, didn't you all forbid me from using that bathroom? Yiyue, bad premonition grows clearer. Since they all grew up, to maintain boundaries between genders, they stopped allowing Yifeng into that bathroom. But Yiyang was the exception. I walk toward the bed and throw back the blankets. Then, I slowly pull out the item hidden inside. At the sight of this, Yiyue's beautiful face shows both rage and humiliation, because what I am holding is exactly the pink lace underwear she changed out of yesterday. Recalling my earlier point, she knows only Yiyang could have entered that bathroom. Seeing this scene, Yiyang's face turns deathly pale, yet he still tries to make an excuse. You must have snuck into the bathroom yesterday to take it. As soon as he says that, he immediately regrets it. Slap. Yiyue delivers a stinging slap across his face. You monster. Yiyang is dazed from the blow. He touches his swelling cheek and asks, in disbelief, Sister, you hit me? You have to believe me. I really didn't steal it. Since he returned to the Yi family, Yiyue has doted on him excessively. He was never punished for even his small mistakes. Good grief. You really have no shame. I went straight to my room after bringing the soup last night. You all were in and out of that bathroom until this morning, when exactly would I have had the chance to sneak in? Yiyue, can't you just check the cameras? Such a simple matter, and you've made it so complicated. I really wonder if the Yi group is in your hands. Will you just drive it into bankruptcy? My words are like daggers, stabbing straight into Yiyue's heart, causing her immense pain. How could my brother change so much in just one night? Before, Yifeng was always so obedient and always acted with such caution, but now, he dares to talk back to her so loudly. She freezes once more. That's right. Why did Yifeng always have to live so cautiously? Has this family been too harsh on him? What is Yiyue just standing there for? Is she upset just because of a few words? She used to mock and ridicule me whenever we met. Now that I've said something back, she can't handle it. When that voice rings out again, Yiyue feels it sounds exactly like Yifeng's voice. But clearly, Yifeng's mouth isn't moving. Could this be his inner voice? But everything he's saying is so true. Yiyue's heart aches even more. Right now, I don't care what she's thinking. I casually glance at the lace garment in my hand. Instantly, my expression becomes quite amused. There's a video. Unbelievable. Yiyue, your precious little brother is quite something. See for yourself. I toss the garment directly into Yiyue's hands. Yiyue is stunned for a moment, then looks at it. Immediately, she lets out a piercing scream. She furiously hurls the underwear straight into Yiyang's face and screams at him, You're a perverted monster. How could the Yi family produce such a devil like you? She slaps him again. Still not satisfied, she lands another blow. At that moment, an authoritative and angry voice booms from the door. It's the head of the Yi family, Yi Tianhong. What is all this racket? Shouting like this. Where is your dignity? He pushes the door open forcefully and enters. As he gets closer and sees what's happening, he is instantly taken aback. He sees his beloved, pampered son, Yiyang, kneeling on the floor. A bright red handprint is visible on his face. Instantly, Yi Tianhong flies into a rage. His eyes bulge with anger. Son, did someone hit you? Did this brat hit you? Let father teach him a lesson. He aggressively lunges forward to slap me. Yiyue quickly rushes to stand between us. She explains frantically, I was the one who hit him. It has nothing to do with Yi Feng. Yiyang did something depraved, and then tried to frame Yi Feng for it. Hearing this, Yi Tianhong frowns deeply. He looks at his son on the ground with doubt. What is the meaning of this? Seeing the situation, I start clapping in applause, wearing a highly mocking expression. The head of the Yi family is indeed something else. Walking in and trying to slap me without even knowing the truth. Who did I offend? I am the victim here. Typical of you. Yi Tianhong. Whenever something goes wrong, you use me as a punching bag. And Yi Yuewei hears that voice once more. Her heart stings again, as if pierced by 10,000 needles. Did father often hit Yi Feng before? I remember. It seems it was always like this. Was Yi Feng always punished wrongly? Right now, Yi Tianhong glares with fury. I provided you with food and clothes, and you dare speak to me with that tone. Ill. See, if I can't slap some sense into you, you brat. As Yi Tianhong speaks, he roughly pushes Yi Yuewei aside. He raises his large hand high, and marches forward menacingly. Go ahead. Hit me. I've been looking for an excuse to give you a thrashing. This damn Yi family. I don't care if I leave. Hearing those thoughts, Yi Yuewei's heart trembles violently. She grabs Yi Tianhong's arm tightly and speaks up hurriedly. Father, if you want to hit someone, hit me. I was the one who hit Yiyang. As for Yi Feng's harsh words, it's because Yiyang framed him today. He's obviously in a terrible mood, so please, forgive him. She frantically winks at me, signaling me to stop. Hearing his daughter's plea, Yi Tianhong's expression softens slightly, but he still stubbornly demands to hear an apology from me. Seeing this, my brows furrow tightly. What on earth is Yi Yuewei trying to do? I was planning to use this chance to leave for good. What's with the signaling? Does she think ill? Just take the easy way out? I absolutely will not. I point a finger at my own face and look at Yi Tianhong provocatively. Hey, old man. I've given you too much respect, haven't I? If you're so tough, come on and slap me. My actions leave all three of them stunned. The first one to react is Yiyang, hiding behind. His face is filled with absolute joy. He's secretly gloating. Now his own misdeeds will be buried, and he gets to watch Yi Feng get beaten. Yi Tianhong points at himself in disbelief. You unfilial brat. What did you just call me? Yi Yuewei also snaps out of it. Her expression changes completely, and she shouts out, Yi Feng, how can you speak to father like that? Apologize to him this instant. She's truly terrified that, in his heat of anger, Yi Feng will do something reckless and end up being kicked out of the house. Seeing that Yi Yuewei is also on their side, my anger instantly boils over. I point directly at Yi Tianhong's nose and begin a relentless tirade. You old geezer. I was clearly framed. Why did you try to slap me the moment you walked in? I've shown you far too much respect, and you claim you fed and clothed me? Don't make me laugh. Yi Tianhong, let me tell you something. My elementary and middle school supplies were all sponsored by charities. My high school and college tuition and living expenses were all paid for by my own summer jobs and extra work. I earned every cent myself since I was little. I only wore hand-me-downs, discarded by Yi Yuewei and the others. At school, I only had my uniform all year round. Look at what Yiyang is wearing. The year he came back, 100 million dong watch, 10 million dong clothes. He bought whatever he wanted without a second thought. You shouldn't have taken me from the orphanage in the first place. My life at the orphanage might have been better than in this Yi household. And you too, Yi Yuewei, you're no saint either. Always wearing that funeral face, acting like the whole world owes you something. You couldn't resist scolding me whenever you saw me. What did I ever do to you? Last month you said I stole your necklace. Did you have even a shred of evidence? After hearing those words, Yi Yuewei breaks into a cold sweat. It takes her a long time to regain her composure. Filled with regret, she bows her head. I am sorry, Yi Feng. I misunderstood you before. I sincerely apologize. Seeing this, I immediately and bluntly reject her without hesitation. I don't accept it. Hearing those words, Yi Yuewei's eyes turn red. Tears burst forth like a broken dam, streaming down her face in an instant. At that moment, Yi Tianhong clutches his chest and struggles to stand up. Yi Feng, you little brat, get out of the Yi house this very day. I really nourished a viper in my bosom. Yi Yuewei quickly grabs Yi Tianhong's arm, shaking her head. Yi Feng is still your son, father. You can't just kick him out like this. Yi Tianhong brushes his daughter's hand away. Son? What son? He's just an adopted child. At best, he's just an unfilial brat. I don't care about Yi Yuewei pleading. Old man, stop throwing your upbringing of me in my face. Let me tell you something. I am leaving right now. From the age of 3 when you brought me here, until I was 13 and started working. It's exactly 10 years. I've calculated it all. The total cost is 400,000. I'll pay you back this amount gradually. I can write you a promissory note right now. You can rest assured. This money is absolutely clean. The moment those words left his mouth, everyone in the room was stunned, especially Yiyang. He was so excited he practically wanted to jump for joy. Is this Yi Feng finally leaving? Seeing my firm attitude, Yi Yuewei felt 10,000 times more anxious. Yi Feng, you can't go. I admit the Yi family has owed you so much over the years. We will make it up to you. Please don't go. Okay, elder sister. I promise I won't treat you like I did before. Yi Yuewei's voice choked up as if she were about to cry, her eyes filled with pleading. Meanwhile, Yiyang stood by, adding fuel to the fire. Sis, don't bother. Yi Feng has really gone too far today. He deserves to be kicked out. But then Wei saw that Yiyang was still holding her lace underwear. Her anger instantly exploded, and she slapped him yet again. Seeing his eldest daughter dare to hit Yiyang, Yi Tianhong stepped in protectively between them, glaring at her in a rage. You dare hit your younger brother? Are you trying to start a riot too? Hearing this, Wei questioned him indignantly. Yiyang, he stole my underwear to do that. Doesn't he deserve to be hit? Look for yourself. Dad, she snatched the item from his hand and shoved it in front of Yi Tianhong. This left Yi Tianhong speechless, but he stubbornly insisted. I am sure Yi Feng framed Yiyang. We can't let him stay in this house any longer. Seeing this, I cursed him right to his face. You old geezer. The evidence and witnesses are right there, and you still want to throw dirt on me? I've wanted to leave this disgusting place for a long time anyway. Everyone, look closely. To show my resolve, I grabbed the photo frame from the desk, pulled out the family photo, and tore it into 100 pieces right in front of them. Wei watched the shredded family photo, feeling so heartbroken she could barely breathe. She still remembered how bright my smile was. When I first received that photo, her tears fell uncontrollably. Yi Feng, please don't do this. I'll treat you well from now on. Suddenly, I burst out laughing, a laugh full of mockery and sarcasm. I don't need this fake family affection. Years ago, when you brought me to the Yi house, you were only nice to me for a short while. And in the end, what happened? HMH. Yi Tianhong stood up abruptly in a rage, pointing toward the door. Since you want to go so badly, then I'll grant your wish. I stood up, stuffed my few clothes into a backpack, then tore a page from an exercise book, and wrote an IOU for 400,000. Yi Tianhong watched coldly as the two of us quickly signed it. With an expressionless face, he snatched the IOU and tucked it away. Seeing my absolute resolve, Wei tears fell like rain. She stepped forward and hugged my back. It's sob. Yi Feng, your elder sister was wrong. Please don't go. Can we stop saying these angry things? If you leave the Yi house, how will you survive? Seeing this, Yi Tianhong's fury surged to his brain. He strode over, grabbed Yi Wei by the collar, and yanked her up. Without a moment's hesitation, Yi Tianhong delivered a harsh slap to her face. Yi Wei, sobbing, stopped abruptly. She looked at her father, her gaze a bit dazed. However, after the slap, Yi Tianhong's reason momentarily returned. He started to feel a hint of regret. This was the daughter he was most proud of. When his health failed, and he retired to the background, she was the one who steered the entire group. Without her, how could he have the leisurely, comfortable life he is now? Yiyang's jaw dropped, too shocked to speak. A ridiculous thought even crossed his mind. He wanted to leave this house with me too. This father was truly way too cold. Everything happened so fast that even a spectator like me was stunned. Holy crap, this old man. This is his biological daughter. He's totally insane. In this house without a shred of warmth, it better get out of here fast. To avoid getting caught in the crossfire again. Hearing this, Wei expression changed. She suddenly looked at me, her eyes full of shock and confusion. What does he mean? Caught in the crossfire again? Has he been caught in it before? Why can I hear this strange voice? This whole thing is so bizarre, but what his heart said is true. Why did Dad hit me? What did I do wrong? I only wanted to reconcile everyone's relationship. Yi Tianhong let go of her collar, calling her name apologetically. Wei. But as the words reached his lips, the apology wouldn't come out. Wei sat slumped on the floor, touching her cheek that was burning from the slap. Her expression gradually regained its calm, seeing that her father had no intention of apologizing. The corners of her mouth curled in a sarcastic smirk. Dad, how old is Yi Feng? How will he live after leaving the Yi house? You're being truly heartless. Obviously, Yi Feng did nothing wrong. Why can't you distinguish between right and wrong before beating him senseless? What was the point of bringing him home back then? Was it really just to soothe Mom's grief over losing her child? Hearing this, Yi Tianhong's eyes turned bloodshot, and he roared, Fine. Great. Wei, you get out too. I am heartless. Am I? Then let me show you how heartless I can be. Hearing these words, Wei was completely stunned. She truly couldn't believe her father could say something like that. Standing nearby, Yiyang was also alarmed. He hurriedly grabbed Yi Tianhong's arm to dissuade him. Sis shouldn't leave. Just letting Yi Feng go is enough. Sis must have been tricked by Yi Feng into saying those things. This old guy is beyond stupid. How could he kick Yi Wei out? None of the other daughters give a damn about the group. Without her, how long will the Yi group last? Is he planning to rely on his old bones? Yi Tianhong glared at his favorite son. What's this? Do you think your sister is right too? Yiyang instantly shut up. He would never dare to cross Yi Tianhong. Unbelievable. Is this old man for real? Dumping a daughter he raised for over 20 years, just like that. His brain must be malfunctioning. Yi Wei is truly pitiable. Yi Wei has always worked so hard for the Yi family, and yet she's kicked out just for speaking up for me. I should probably give her a hand. After all, she's just been fooled by Yiyang all this time. She's just a bit naive, but she's not a bad person at heart. After hearing those thoughts, Yi Wei suddenly felt this house was so alien, so strange that she just wanted to run away. Standing beside her, I spoke up. Listen, Yi Tianhong. You're really taking it too far. What did Yi Wei say that was so wrong? Just because she stood up for me, you want to kick her out of the house? I think you're truly suffering from senility. Don't you care how the Yi group will run? Once Yi Wei is gone, let's see if the Ko family swallows you whole. The Ko family is the top group in the neighboring city. Since the very beginning of the Yi group, they've been bitter rivals. They've been fighting for decades, without a clear winner. Hearing my words, Yi Wei felt a deep sense of comfort. She sat on the ground, wiping her tears. Honestly, she hadn't treated Yi Feng well before, yet this brother was still looking out for her. Compared to her biological brother, Yiyang, they were worlds apart. Only now did she truly see through her biological brother's true colors. She regretted not realizing it sooner, but it was too late now. Yi Feng had completely given up on the Yi family. Yi Tianhong patted Yiyang's shoulder and confidently told Yi Wei and me, let me tell you, even without Yi Wei, there's still Yiyang. I just need to groom him for a while, and he will surely bring fame to the Yi group, with a market value far exceeding 100 billion. I was shocked by his declarations. So this old guy has been planning this. He wants to kick Yi Wei out of the group, just to pave the way for Yiyang. Huh? I really feel it's not worth it for Yi Wei. She worked so hard, creating so much value for the Yi group, only to end up being kicked out of the house. Yiyang couldn't hide his joy at this moment. He excitedly shook Yi Tianhong's arm and asked, Dad, are you serious? Are you really going to let me manage the group? Yi Tianhong ruffled his son's hair and said proudly, Of course, Yiyang, you are my son. I trust your abilities. You certainly won't be any less than Yi Wei. Hearing that, Yi Wei almost completely collapsed. She stood up, wiped the tears from her face, and stepped beside me. Yi Feng, let's go. If Dad wants me to leave and wants to give the group to Yiyang, then he'll do as he wishes. Her expression was incredibly forlorn, her eyes turning dark and lifeless. Her heart was truly wounded by Yi Tianhong's words. She never expected her father would treat her this way. At 25, after getting her master's, she joined the Yi group to work. Starting as a project manager, she rose to CEO in just a few years. Under her efforts, the Yi group's market size increased by at least 1.5 billion in a short time. Standing there, Yi Tianhong saw his daughter's reaction, and his heart suddenly skipped a beat. He wanted to ask her to stay, but his long-standing, rigid, and authoritarian nature made him stubborn and obstinate. Fine, Yi Wei, let me tell you. Get out of the Yi house right now. Yi Wei was stunned by the outburst. Dad, you've really gone too far. With that, she grabbed my hand and walked out. I didn't know whether to laugh or cry as I let her lead me away. I barely had any money on me, and now I suddenly have this burden. What am I supposed to do? Seeing this, Yi Tianhong pulled out a bank card to threaten us. You ungrateful child, wait until I block your cards. Then let's see what you can do. Yi Wei's steps only faltered for a second. Before she continued walking out, Yi Tianhong grew even angrier. Get out. I don't have a daughter like you. This is driving me crazy. Yi Tianhong watched as our figures disappeared behind the main gate. He never expected she would actually just leave like that. He was so angry, his chest started to ache. Are you okay, Dad? Yiyang hurriedly rubbed his back to help him calm down, but inside, he was overjoyed. He didn't expect today's events to turn so much in his favor, even suddenly taking over the Yi group. Yi Tianhong said resentfully, Yiyang is still the best. My love for you wasn't wasted, not like those two ungrateful wretches who dared to walk away without looking back. I am going to block Yi Wei, and Yi Feng's cards immediately. Let's see what they'll live on. They'll surely come crawling back, begging me to let them in. Yi Wei led me along, wandering aimlessly through the streets. I asked her, speechless. I say, Yi Wei, where are you taking me? She shook her head slightly, not saying a single word. I felt even more discouraged. I stopped the dazed Yi Wei. I say, CEO Yi, it's best if you stop following me. Why don't you go home and apologize to your father? Wouldn't that end all this? Do you really want to follow me and suffer? Hearing that, Yi Wei looked around blankly, then stared vacantly at me standing before her. Her thoughts flashed back to her earliest memories. Since childhood, she never had any hobbies of her own, spending every single day buried in her studies. Since she was small, Yi Tianhong had forced her to train in business, finance, and corporate management. But she had also wanted to learn music with her second sister, wanted to write novels with her third sister, learn calligraphy with her fourth sister, and wanted to go out and play with friends like her youngest sister. But every time she mentioned those things, Yi Tianhong would scold her harshly. He always used her status as the eldest sister, and the promise of giving her the group to force her to study, just to make her a high achiever. She really hated that her time was always packed tight by Yi Tianhong without any breathing room. After graduation, not long after joining the group, she achieved great success. Every time someone praised Yi Wei, Yi Tianhong would beam with delight, boasting and exaggerating about how he had educated his children. Every time that happened, Yi Wei felt incredibly frustrated. Hey, Yi Wei, what are you daydreaming about? Seeing Yi Wei dazed again, I turned around and started walking away. Not until my figure was about to vanish into the crowd did Yi Wei snap back to reality. She hurriedly chased after me and grabbed my hand tightly. The feeling of holding that large hand finally gave her a bit of peace. Just now, she thought I was really going to leave her behind. And instantly, a wave of grievance surged in her heart. She spoke with a choked voice, nearly crying. Yifeng, don't abandon me. Okay? As soon as those words were out, passers-by looked at me as if I were some kind of scumbag. I turned back, saw Yu Yue's weak and pitiful look, and asked irritably, what exactly do you want? Yue just clung to my arm and wouldn't let go. Yifeng, don't abandon your elder sister. Please? Our bank cards are all blocked. You still have school. I can support you. People around, hearing the words elder sister, immediately lost interest in the drama, thinking it was just a simple family squabble. I pulled her into a secluded corner and told her seriously, Yue, I can support myself. There's no need for you to follow me. Yue eyes reddened as she said with a trembling voice, Yifeng, I want to make up for everything I've owed you over the years. I can take care of you. You're a student. If you work every day to earn money, you won't be able to study well. I have advanced degrees. I can find a job at some company, and then I'll support your education. I am really getting annoyed here. Yue, I am begging you, okay? I really don't need you following me. You'd better hurry back to the Yi house, apologize to your father, and everything will be fine. I don't need you to take care of me either. I've lived just fine like this all these years. Do you think that just because I left the petty Yi family, I won't be able to survive? Hearing this, Yue burst into tears again. Yifeng, are you still angry with me? I only have you now. Please don't leave me. I don't have a single cent on me. You don't want to see me starve to death, do you? When she said those words, a hint of mischief flashed in her eyes. I was so angry I laughed. So you're even trying to threaten me now? That's right. I am still very angry with you. That's why I don't want to see your face anymore. Got it? With that, I turned to walk away again. But Yue pulled me back once more. She hugged my arm and acted coyly. Yifeng, just let me stay, please. Come on, okay? Feeling the softness against my arm, I suddenly felt a shiver. No way. Is Yue trying to seduce me? There's no one around. If you keep doing that, I won't be holding back. Hey. Yue expression suddenly changed, and she quickly let go of my arm. I breathed a sigh of relief, stepped back 2 paces, and said, my dear lady, can you just let me go? What's this about only having me? Don't you still have 4 other good sisters? Just go ask them for help. Why do you have to cling to me like this? Yue shook her head and asserted firmly, that won't work. Dad's personality means hell never allow them to help us. Otherwise, blocking our cards wouldn't mean anything. Yue shook my hand as she spoke. So, Yifeng, please take me in. Okay, I see. I completely understand. I pulled out my phone and opened the payment app. Checking the balance, I saw 5,721 yuan. I showed the phone to Yue and said, 5,721 yuan. I'll transfer 2,500 yuan to you. Is that enough for you to leave now? Yue was stunned. Then she felt a lump in her throat, an uncomfortable feeling washing over her whole body. She asked painfully, with a melancholy look, Yifeng, do you think I am clinging to you like this because I want your money? Is that the kind of person I am in your eyes? I was a bit taken aback. Is it not? Because what else could I possibly have to attract you? Then my pupils suddenly contracted. I looked at Yue in disbelief. Don't tell me you've targeted my body. I mean, I am a bit handsome, and we aren't blood-related, but that's still against morality. Yue's face went dark with frustration, and she couldn't help but reach out and give my waist a painful pinch. Ow! Ouch! Ouch! That hurts. I grimaced in pain, quickly swatting away the hand that was pinching me. Yue smoothed back her hair and said seriously, don't get any crazy ideas. I am not interested in you like that. But listen, Yifeng, I really don't want your money. I just want to be with you. Can't you even grant me such a small request? After all, it's because I spoke up for you that I was kicked out of the house. So, good brother, please take me in. I could feel the sincerity in her words, and my heart immediately wavered a little. Seeing me hesitate, Yue delivered one more powerful blow. Yifeng, look at me. From a CEO worth hundreds of millions, suddenly reduced to being penniless, and even kicked out of the house by dad. If even you won't take me in now, are you trying to drive me to a dead end? Sob. Yifeng, how can you be so heartless? Hearing that gave me a massive headache. Seeing passers-by starting to gather around to watch the drama, I quickly tried to calm her down. Fine, stop crying. I'll agree. All right, I really owe you one. Immediately. Yue stopped crying and smiled. Seeing this, I was completely stunned. I noticed she was looking at me with a radiant smile. I still stubbornly added another comment. If you hadn't spoken up for me so much today, there's no way it'd bother with you. Yue didn't seem to mind. After being kicked out of the house, she felt immensely relieved at this moment. She wanted to see how the group would fare without her. Problems would surely arise. Just watch. Dad would naturally have to bow his head to her eventually. At that moment, the two were walking down the street. I sighed inwardly to myself. Yue isn't bad at heart, but her future is truly miserable. Even if she hadn't left the Yi family today, she'd still end up taking the fall for Yiyang later. Hearing that, Yi Yue froze in her tracks. She looked at my back in sheer terror. Yi Feng, could it be that he returned from the future? As for taking the fall, she had already pushed that thought to the back of her mind. I noticed something was off. I turned to look at Yi Yue suspiciously. What's wrong with you? Are you regretting it already? Want to go back to the Yi family? Then just go. So he was lying to me. Ridiculous. How I fell for it completely. Seems the Yi family members really are all the same. Hearing that, Yi Yue started panicking. She quickly ran ahead to coax him. No, not at all. I was just deep in thought and lost focus for a moment. I looked at her with surprise. Fine. Right after that, Yi Yue thought about the taking the fall part I just mentioned mentally, so she decided to test the waters. Yi Feng, tell me, if Yiyang takes over, will the group amount to anything? I stopped walking. I sneered and said, a guy like him? Stop joking. If he takes over the Yi group, it would be a miracle if it didn't go bankrupt within 6 months. That brat and his old man are up to no good. I have no idea how old man Yi Tianhong managed to build such a massive Yi group. It's quite laughable thinking about it. Yiyang embezzled from the company funds to spend on his debauchery. When it was exposed, he made Yi Yue take the blame. The funniest part is that I, even occasionally, went to prison to visit her, bringing her a bit of warmth and affection. Even traveled all the way to the capital to appeal, though it failed in the end. I cursed inwardly as I walked, cursing Yi Tianhong for being a subhuman. After hearing that, Yi Yue looked like she'd lost her soul. She followed behind me in silence. So, if I hadn't left with Yifeng today, would that really have happened in the future? She couldn't believe that her own father could be so heartless. Even less believable that Yiyang, her own brother, would do such a thing. Her heart tightened with pain. She silently followed behind me, unable to hold back her tears any longer. Soon, I noticed something strange. Passers-by were looking at me with odd expressions, occasionally pointing and whispering. I frowned and turned around to look. Looking up at the sky, I felt so exhausted. Why are you crying again? Good Lord, can you please stop crying? Yi Yue, seemingly unaware, crashed right into my chest. At this moment, Yi Yue felt she was being enveloped by a sense of security only I could provide. She couldn't help but wrap her arms around my waist, pressing her face against my chest, and began to sob silently. My hands froze in mid-air, feeling a bit awkward. Are you really starting to like me now? Hugging in the middle of the street like this is so inappropriate. But it seems this feeling isn't too bad either. The feeling of holding a beauty in my arms. I also tightened my hold on her slender figure. I have to admit, it feels great. So fragrant and soft, too. Immediately after, Yi Yue pushed me away. She gave me a sharp glare and walked on. I stood there dazed. Is this woman on something? I muttered and chased after her. Soon after, we rented a room near my university. At the same time, my fourth sister, Yi Yan, noticed something unusual. She is a university lecturer, teaching at the literature department. You should know, I worked incredibly hard to get into Jiang University because of her. I put in a lot of effort to achieve that. After getting into Jiang University, I brought her lunch every single day. But today, she waited in her office for ages, to the point where she was starving, yet I still hadn't shown up. Initially, she thought I was busy and just running late. But unexpectedly, it was almost 1 p.m., and there was still no sign of me. Furious, she slammed the door and headed out. She went straight to the university's IT department. She used her memory to find my major's lecturer. After asking around, she found out I had skipped class. Leaving the office, Yi Yan was absolutely livid. At first, she just thought I forgot to bring lunch. That wouldn't have been such a big deal. But now, I even dared to skip class. She pulled out her phone and called me immediately. My voice, sounding a bit tired and out of breath, answered. Hello, Yi Yan. What do you want from me? Yi Yan was a bit puzzled. Why are you panting like that? Are you doing something shady? Immediately after, her beautiful face flushed red. She hurried into an empty classroom. Hello? Yi Yan. If you don't say anything. I'm hanging up. I am very busy. What exactly are you busy with? Is this why you skipped class today? Yifeng, you've truly disappointed me too much. I, currently carrying various items, froze. I looked blankly at Yi Yue beside me. She was also struggling to carry things. Although the phone wasn't on speaker, that questioning voice was clear even to Yi Wei, standing right next to me. The two had just bought all sorts of necessities from a nearby mall, and they were still hauling them upstairs right now. I don't know what's gotten into this sister. Yi Yue yawned. On the phone, Yi Yan continued her interrogation. Yifeng, answer me right now. I was starting to feel quite annoyed. Yi Yan, you're not angry just because I skipped class, right? It's because I didn't bring you lunch, isn't it? From now on, I will never bring you lunch again. Do you remember how disdainful your face was every time I brought you food? How can you have the audacity to call and interrogate me like this? Hearing that, Yi Yan was stunned from the scolding. Has Yifeng gone mad? Wasn't he always obedient and listened to her before? Why is he acting so explosive today? She opened her mouth to snap back, but then remembered her status as a lecturer. The reason I am angry is because of you, daring to skip class to do something so shameful. You've truly disappointed me too much. Hearing that, I was utterly shocked. I turned on the speaker and handed the phone to Yue. Listen closely to who I am with and see if we're doing anything suspicious. Hello? Yue, it's me. The distinctive, elegant voice of Yue reached her ears. She immediately understood that she had wrongly accused Yifeng. Eldest sister, I didn't know it was you. I am sorry. Yue said calmly. You don't need to apologize to me. The one you should apologize to is Yifeng. Yiyang was dazed. All right, Yifeng, I misunderstood you. Your fourth sister is sorry. But why did you skip class? Saying that, her emotions started to get agitated again. I answered impatiently. I've left the Yi family already, and I am never going back there again. So now I have to look for a place to live. Furthermore, your eldest sister is in the same boat. You should hurry here and convince her to go home, so she doesn't have to suffer with me. Annoyed, Yue stepped up and hit me. Don't talk nonsense. There's no way I am going back. A giant question mark appeared over Yiyang's head. What did you say? I struggled to carry the belongings into the living room. Panting a few times, I spoke into the phone. Yiyang, we're not joking. Just a short while ago, your foolish old man kicked me out, and Yue out of the house as well. Yang's brow furrowed even deeper. Yifeng, how can you insult your father like that? Eldest sister, you should teach him some manners. Yue stopped what she was doing. She hesitated for a moment before speaking up. Yifeng might be a bit harsh with his words, but something really was wrong with Dad today. And everything Yifeng said is the truth. We've been kicked out of the house. Even my bank accounts have been frozen. Yiyang was completely stunned after hearing this. Eldest sister, are you serious? You guys were kicked out of the house? At this moment, I grabbed the phone. Why would we lie to you? If you don't believe it, go home and see for yourself. With that, I hung up immediately. On the other end, the shock on Yang's face vanished, replaced by indignation. She instinctively thought that surely it was because I had provoked Yi Hong. That's why we were kicked out. Eldest sister must have been dragged into it because of Yifeng. Immediately after, she left the lecture hall. She went straight to the parking lot, got into her supercar and sped towards the Yi family home, setting a firm resolution in her heart. She had to make Yi Hong change his mind. How could those two survive out there without any money? By this time, Yue and I had spent the whole afternoon shopping for some daily necessities. Throughout, Yue went on a reckless shopping spree at the mall. If something looked even slightly useful, she just had to buy it. No matter how much I tried to stop her, it was useless. By the time we left the mall, I only had a pitiful 500 yuan left in my pocket. We ordered 2 boxes of fried rice from a street stall. We devoured them quickly and headed back home, starting to organize all the items we had bought. This room of less than 60 square meters finally started to look somewhat livable. Wei tried to coax me, since it'd been sulking all along. Yifeng, don't be mad anymore. I'll give you half once I start earning money, okay? Freed. Ridiculous. I really don't understand why you bought so many useless things. Please tell me what use they have. I pointed to the floor. There were animal-shaped stools and overly elaborate candlesticks, among other things, all luxury items that served no purpose, wasting so much of my money. Hearing that, Yue was temporarily speechless. I am truly at a loss for words. Whatever. Forget it. Just go shower and get some sleep. I really shouldn't have let my heart soften and taken in Yue. She's clearly a spendthrift woman. Yue went to shower. I was left alone sitting on the chair, deep in thought, thinking about ways to make money. Ultimately, I decided to write a novel. By the time Yue finished showering, it was already 7 or 8 p.m. I was still diligently typing away. Yue curiously approached while drying her hair. Yifeng, what are you doing? Just writing a novel. Is something wrong? A gentle fragrance wafted by, but I didn't even bother to look back. If I had turned my head to look then, I would have seen Yue leaning over, revealing quite a tantalizing view. Yue hesitated as if wanting to say something. After all, our third sister Yu Shuang writes frequently, but only as an amateur. Yue didn't even bother to judge her writing style. I gave a short sneer, not caring much. Are you looking down on me? Do you believe that just by this book, I can support myself in the future? Yue laughed and shook her head. I believe you. I felt quite annoyed. I turned my head and glared, but instantly, my eyes widened. Seeing this, Yue looked at me suspiciously, until she realized my gaze was fixed on her neckline. Her face immediately flushed red with embarrassment. You pervert. She quickly covered her neckline with her hand, while her other hand smacked the back of my head. I sat up innocently, shrugging as if I knew nothing. It's clearly your fault, isn't it? It's not like I wanted to look. Yue stood with one hand on her hip, pointing her other finger right at me. You did that on purpose, didn't you? I scratched my head sheepishly. I just happened to see it intentionally by accident. You're truly shameless. Yue was so angry she grit her teeth. Her delicate face showed embarrassment mixed with rage. She then gave me a hard kick and sulkily flopped onto the bed. Wow, she still looks so beautiful even when she's angry. Truly hard to deal with. Sharing a room with her will surely shorten my lifespan. I tried to regain my composure and continued typing, worrying about the days to come. If I ever have a momentary impulse, the consequences would be unthinkable. Yue lying on the bed, stole a glance at me. The corner of her lips curled up slightly. At least you have good taste, kid. Otherwise, I would have. At that moment, I secretly pinched my arm hard. Why is that image from earlier stuck in my head? This is going to end badly if it keeps up. Yiyang, sitting nearby, shrank back slightly. Will Yifeng suddenly lose control in the middle of the night? But then she figured that with my character, I wouldn't do such a thing. Until 12 o'clock at night, I was still laboriously typing. I originally intended to write a bit more, but I ended up getting a severe scolding from Yiyang, so I had to resignedly go shower. After showering, I lay down on the bamboo mat on the floor and closed my eyes to sleep immediately. Sleeping on the floor is not comfortable at all. Sigh. I wonder when Yiyang will finally leave. I really miss sleeping in a bed. Lying in bed, Yiyang suddenly became dazed. I've bullied Yifeng all these years, yet in the end, he's the one who cares about me the most. How could I have been such a jerk in the past? Yiyang felt a sting in her nose. Tears welled up uncontrollably. She quickly wiped them away with her hand, sniffling softly. Did you catch a cold? No way. How can you catch a cold in this temperature? I sat up and glanced at Yiyang, who was pretending to sleep. I didn't pay much attention, but this very action of mine made Yiyang feel even more guilty. She then pinched her own thigh hard. Time rewinds to when Yiyang was driving home. She still held on to a glimmer of faint hope in her heart. As soon as she entered the living room, she saw Yi Tianhong sitting fuming on the sofa. She only offered a perfunctory greeting and went straight up to the second floor. Once on the second floor, she went directly to eldest sister Yiyang's room. She stepped inside and took a quick look around, finding no signs of anything unusual. Then, Yiyang tried to recall where Yifeng's room was. It took quite a while before she remembered. She reached Yifeng's door and pushed it open gently. One glance was enough to see the entire room. She was shocked and couldn't understand why this room could be so tiny. Bear in mind that the sisters in Yiyang's rooms were all spacious and well-furnished, at least 30 or 40 square meters, while this small room was 10 square meters at most. How did he live in a place like this? Then she looked around a bit, noticing the room was a mess. It looked as if someone had intentionally ransacked it. This made the last shred of hope in her heart vanish completely. Her vision began to blur. She hurriedly opened her phone and dialed a number. She asked while choking back tears. Second sister, did the eldest sister go to work today? On the other end of the line, Yiyang sat properly in the vice president's office. She was holding a cup of coffee. Her cold eyes showed clear suspicion. Yan, why do you sound like you're crying? Yiyang's voice was like an eternal iceberg that never melts, devoid of even a hint of warmth. Yan didn't care much. The Yi family was already too familiar with her coldness. I am fine. Tell me first. Did the eldest sister come to the group to work today? Yiyang thought for a moment, then answered honestly, no. She's been off all day today. She probably had some personal business. Hearing that, Yiyang's nose stung again. Tears fell uncontrollably. Sister. Eldest sister was kicked out by dad. She was kicked out of the house. Yiyang, who had been relaxed, suddenly stiffened her entire body. She instinctively sat up straight. What did you say? The sounds coming from the phone receiver carried two completely different tones. One voice remained cold as before, without a trace of emotion, while the other was filled with utter astonishment. Yiyang replied tremulously. Sister Shua, Yuan. I am saying eldest sister was kicked out by dad, and even kicked out along with Yifeng. Did Yifeng do something wrong? Among the 5 Yi sisters, only Yiyang treated Yifeng the best, but even that wasn't much. At most, she'd occasionally invite him out. Yiyang wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes. It must be so. There's no way eldest sister would be kicked out without a reason. It must be that Yifeng guy's fault. I have to ask dad for the full story. Ah, that's right. Second sister, you should come home and see what's going on too. This family cannot function without the eldest sister. After saying that, she hung up immediately. Yiyang, after consulting with her other personality, also hurried away from there at once. Inside the Yi family's living room, Yiyang ran straight down from upstairs. Approaching Yi Tianhong, she asked, Dad, eldest sister and Yifeng, don't you dare mention that rebellious daughter in front of me. Yi Tianhong's anger hadn't subsided at all. He even seemed more frustrated than before. Yiyang then sat down beside him and asked softly, Dad, what on earth happened? Can you tell me? Father. Yi Tianhong snorted coldly. Then he began to recount everything from the moment he was drawn by the noise. He told the story until the very end. His face was filled with fury. Yiyang now knew the whole story. She didn't try to justify anything for Yifeng either. She didn't like Yifeng much either. Ever since he passed the entrance exam to Jiangdai University, whenever he didn't have classes, he would run over to attend her lectures. At first, she found it quite repulsive, but she didn't say anything until Yifeng showed up too many times. People in the class started spreading malicious rumors, saying that Yifeng was her boyfriend. Yifeng's identity had never been exposed. Everyone thought he was just an orphan. When she found out about the rumors, she was so angry she could die. She went looking for Yifeng and taught him a lesson he'd never forget. Yifeng didn't even fight back. He just took the beating, without saying a single word. That only made her even more furious. That beating left Yifeng's arm scratched and bleeding. It was because she had scratched him with her nails. But the most annoying thing was, Yifeng didn't dare enter the classroom to listen anymore. Instead, he crouched outside the door to eavesdrop secretly. After being discovered, she publicly clarified that they were not lovers. Eventually, Yifeng was even regarded as a pervert by the students. Yiyang pulled her father's hand, trying to advise him. Father, eldest sister must be angry with you. After all, it seems you really were in the wrong back then. You really hurt eldest sister. You even spoke about letting Yiyang manage the corporation. Do you know how sad she was? Yi Tianhong frowned. His expression clearly showed his dissatisfaction. Are you saying you want me to apologize to her? Can't she be the one to bow her head to me? Yiyang, who had been silent until now, suddenly spoke up. That's right, fourth sister. Why make father bow his head to eldest sister? It's clear that eldest sister is always helping Yifeng, while Yifeng hit and cursed at father. Try looking at it from father's perspective. Who do you think should be the one to bow? At this, Yiyang shouted as well. Yiyang, do you actually want eldest sister to come back or not? Have you forgotten how well she treated you? What do you mean by adding fuel to the fire now? Yi Tianhong interrupted her. Yiyang, that's enough from you. Yiyang is right. Want me to apologize to her? That will never happen. She wants to come home? Then let her come before me herself. She must get down on her knees and beg me. Yiyang began to panic. Father, how can eldest sister return if you act like this? Her personality has always been strong and stubborn. She's just like you. Neither of you will ever bow your heads. By the time she finished, her voice choked up as if she were about to cry from anxiety. Oh, right. Yiyang. I am warning you, and I am warning all four of you sisters as well. You are not allowed to give her even a single cent. Do you hear me? Yiyang was dazed by the shout. Then she snapped out of it and spoke hurriedly. Father, you can't do that. You've already blocked eldest sister's cards. How is she supposed to survive out there? Yi Tianhong's anger flared up uncontrollably. Survive? If she can't survive, she can come back here and beg me. Kneel down and apologize to me. Otherwise, just let her starve to death out there. Yiyang stood by, feeling immensely smug. That's right. Old man, you've really got guts. Wait until you're old. Your son here will give you 1 million a month for living expenses. Yiyang was completely stunned. Eldest sister is your daughter. How can you treat her like this? You're really being a bit too much. Eldest sister clearly did nothing wrong. It's because the moment you walked in, you tried to hit Yifeng without a word. She was just speaking up for Yifeng. How could you kick her out just because you're angry? Hearing this, Yi Tianhong couldn't contain his rage. He pointed straight at Yiyang's face and roared. Yiyang, I am telling you. You want me to apologize? In your dreams. If you dare speak up for Yiyang one more time, then you can get the hell out of this house too. Do you hear me? His roar left the other two in shock. My God. Old man, what are you trying to do? Are you going to kick out fourth sister too? Yiyang really didn't expect that his old man could be this crazed. A thought became even more settled in his mind. He must absolutely not provoke him. Otherwise, his future days would not be peaceful. At this moment, Yiyang was in a state of daze. She pointed at herself and asked, Father, do you want to kick me out too? Yi Tianhong's voice softened slightly, but he remained firm in his resolve. I've already said it. If you say even one more good word for her, then you can go too, and get out of my sight. Just then, the living room door opened. Yiyang rushed in. Father, Yiyang. What on earth is going on? The one speaking was Anya, Su's other persona. In conflict situations like this, Yiyang usually wouldn't take the initiative to get involved. What's going on? Go and ask your precious eldest sister yourself. I am sticking to what I said. If she doesn't apologize, don't even think about her returning to this house. With that said, Yi Tianhong flicked his sleeve and went upstairs. Yiyang, fearing Yiyang would vent her anger on him, quietly followed behind her, but he stopped on the stairs to eavesdrop on the conversation of the two below. After they left, leaving Yiyang with a dazed expression. Xiaoyan, quickly tell me what on earth happened. At that, Yiyang burst into sobs. Sister Yan, what am I supposed to do now? There. Stop crying. Our Xiaoyan is so beautiful. It's not pretty if you cry until your face is a mess. Yiyang pulled her down to sit. She cried for a long time before, finally stopping. Sister Yan. It went like this. Yiyang recounted the whole event once more, and also the conversation between her and Yi Tianhong just now. Yan couldn't stop frowning after hearing it. What's wrong with father today? He's clearly forcing eldest sister to bow down to him. Eldest sister must really be angry this time. Growing up, she's definitely wanted to win just once. Then again, the sisters understood her inner thoughts very well. Yiyang, so it was easy for them to understand the heart of the matter. Yiyang asked for help. So what do we do now? Is there really no other way for us? Are we just going to leave eldest sister out there to fend for herself? Yan slapped her forehead and spoke. Xiaoyan, can't we just secretly transfer money directly to her? Yiyang also slapped her forehead in agreement. Then I'll transfer the money to her right now. She took out her phone, tapped on eldest sister's profile picture, and directly transferred 200,000 yuan. But after entering the password, the phone showed that the transfer failed. Both of them were stunned. Then they suddenly realized the problem. Then couldn't we just give her cash directly? Or get her a new bank card? Hearing this, Yiyang's pupils constricted. I have to report this to the old man. I must stop them. He crept up to the second floor. Yiyang nodded in agreement. The two of them quickly packed up to leave. But unexpectedly, Yi Tianhong's voice came from the stairs. Where do you think you're going? The voice was full of anger and full of restraint. The two sisters trembled. The handbags in their hands almost fell to the ground. Yiyang stuttered. Father, why are you? Yan's eyes darted around. Father, we were just planning to go out and have some fun. I am planning to go to karaoke later. So I asked fourth sister to come along. Yi Tianhong suddenly shouted, shut up. You want to go see Yue, don't you? I am telling you. Fine, but the moment you step out to meet her, then don't ever come back to this house again. Both of them turned pale with fear. The handbags in their hands fell with a thud. Yan, looking bloodless, tried to explain. Father, you're overthinking it. Then go ahead. But if I catch you daring to do something you shouldn't, then don't blame me for not warning you. Yi Tianhong spoke with an expressionless face, then went upstairs again. It wasn't until Yi Tianhong disappeared from sight that they dared to breathe a sigh of relief. Yue asked again, second sister, what do we do now? Yiyang spoke to Yiyang. Let's go find my best friend, Yao Noan. Well, take her with us to find eldest sister, then borrow 500,000 yuan from her to give to eldest sister, then promise to pay her back 600,000 yuan. That way, everything will be settled. We have to act fast. It's almost dark. Eldest sister definitely has nowhere to stay right now. It's very dangerous. Right after that, the two of them hurried out. This entire conversation was once again completely overheard by Yiyang. A sinister smile curled on his lips. Then he turned and went up to the second floor. The two drove to the front of a luxury apartment complex. Yiyang called her best friend. Yao Noan, Xiao Noan, we have an emergency and need to find you. Come down here quickly. Xiao Yan and I are waiting for you outside the building. On the other end, Yao Noan gave a bitter smile. Her voice was a bit hesitant. That, Yan, my father said I'm not allowed to contact you anymore. Otherwise, he'll ground me and cut off my allowance as well. I am truly sorry, Yan. Yao Noan hung up immediately after speaking. She looked up with eyes full of fear, looking at her father who was standing right in front of her. Her father had just used a very stern tone, demanding that she temporarily cut ties with everyone from the Yi family. She asked him why, but Zhao Hahong absolutely refused to say a word. She had no other choice. She had to comply. The two of them, standing outside the building, were completely stunned. Yan could hardly believe her ears. She even wondered if there was something wrong with her hearing. Sister Yan, Xiao Noan said her father won't let her contact us anymore. Yan took a deep breath. It seemed she had vaguely guessed something. At this moment, Shu directly took control of the body. Her entire aura immediately turned cold. Her expression was extremely grim. About this point, everyone, don't panic. Wasn't it said earlier that eldest sister is with Yi Feng? At least Yi Feng is there to protect her. We don't need to worry about her safety for now. Our main task is to solve the money problem. Father has really crossed the line this time. Yan knew this was a sign she was getting angry. How about this? Why don't we go find eldest sister and Yi Feng first? We can discuss it further after we meet them. Shua looked down, thought for a moment, and then spoke. Oh, right. We also need to inform third sister and youngest sister. They probably don't know anything about this yet. Yan nodded. I haven't said anything to them yet. I've only told you. Then just let those two know about this first. Eldest sister is in trouble now. We definitely have to help her. Shu opened her phone. Sent a message to the sisters group chat. Then immediately called Wei. It was already 6 p.m. Wei was drenched in sweat. From helping to move things, panting, she set down the things in her hands, looked at her phone, and asked, is that Xiao Sui? Or Xiao Yan? It's me. Just hearing that cold tone, Wei recognized her immediately. Is that you, Xiao Shui? Are you looking for me because I was kicked out of the house? She drowsily opened her eyes, rubbed her eyes, looked around. Suddenly, she noticed I was staring at her without blinking. My Adam's apple even moved up and down unconsciously. She immediately understood the situation, hurriedly pulled the blanket over herself, covered her head with the blanket, then shouted from under the covers. You pervert! You lecher! No wonder I can hear Yi Feng's inner voice. So this brat has already seen my body. I pretended like nothing happened, leaned over and went into the bathroom to wash up. Wei was still covered by the blanket. The corner of her mouth twitched unconsciously twice. She also hurriedly sat up. This won't do. As the eldest sister, I must keep a close eye on him, to prevent him from going astray later on. Wei became even more determined to stay by my side. Why are you running? Am I that scary? She didn't think about it much more after that, continued getting dressed, then went to the bathroom to wash her face. Not long after, the door opened. I brought back 2 steamed buns and a cup of soy milk. Eat up, my lady. Our resources are limited. This is all we can eat. When you go back to the Yi family later, don't say I treated you poorly. I don't want your precious little sisters coming to hold me accountable. Tossed the food onto the dining table. I grabbed my bag and headed straight out. Wei looked at my back and smiled slightly. This brat actually knows how to care for others. Why didn't I notice it before? Thinking of this, She lowered her eyes slightly. Yesterday's guilt and sorrow welled up once again. Wiped the water off her face. She looked around the room. Not even a single skincare product to use. Truly, there's nothing here. You'll have to go look for a job in a bit. She picked up the steamed bun on the table. Just as she was about to eat, a 50 yuan note fell out from the bottom of the plastic bag. She stood there in a daze for a long time, then leaned down to pick up the 50 yuan note, carefully tucked it into her pocket, took a bite of the steamed bun. It was a custard bun. But why does this bun taste a bit salty? Wei caught a bus. 2. Go to the Jiangcheng labor market. As for me, I leisurely headed to school. Jiangda University is very close to the house I rented. It only takes a 10-minute walk to get there. Just as I reached the school gate, stepped through the gate. Suddenly, a fragrant scent wafted over me. My arm was pulled to the side by someone. I turned my head to look, and was shocked to find that the person pulling me was Yiyang. Yiyang held her head slightly high, raised her eyebrows. With one hand, she gripped my arm tightly and dragged me aside. Her pace was extremely hurried. Hey, what do you think you're doing? I shook off her hand, then disgustedly dusted off my hand. I have no liking for this woman in front of me. Leaving aside that she pointlessly accused me of skipping class yesterday, the memories of her bullying me alone are enough for me to never like her. She crossed her arms over her chest, chin tilted up slightly, arrogance clearly showing in her eyes. I know she's a true haughty little princess. No matter how well I treated her, she took it all for granted and considered it the natural order of things, but it seems she's never truly learned how to be grateful. She only sees it as something she's entitled to. In her eyes, I was inherently supposed to treat her that well. Yifeng, where have you taken eldest sister? Yan originally intended to speak nicely, but after I shook off her hand like that, her hot temper flared up as well. Leave me alone. I glanced at Yan with disgust, then continued walking forward. Yan looked at my back, her face full of disbelief. This bastard. Why on earth does he seem like he's become a completely different person, treating me so coldly, as if I owed him something? Yifeng, stop right there. Quickly, tell me where eldest sister is. We couldn't find her yesterday. Everyone is very worried about her. Yan pulled my arm once again. I secretly rolled my eyes, then turned around and removed her hand. Listen, Yan, are you sure you want to be pulling and dragging me right in front of the school gate like this? Aren't you afraid I'll be mistaken for your boyfriend again? Yan was so angry her chest was heaving. Did you hide eldest sister away? I pointed at myself. I hid her, please. Back then, she was the one who kept clinging to me and wouldn't let go. Do you understand? I told her to leave, but she wouldn't budge. What was I supposed to do? I am actually so angry I am starting to laugh. If she hadn't resorted to throwing a tantrum and threatening suicide, then I wouldn't have bothered to take her in. No one in this Yi family is any good. Yan was stunned. Yifeng, what did you just say? Little, she asked doubtfully. Did Yifeng say something just now? Probably not. Is it that ventriloquism thing that's been trending online lately? Yan, is there something wrong with your head? You're truly a psycho. I didn't want to deal with her anymore, and continued into the school. If I don't get to class now, it'll be marked absent for this 8 a.m. session. ESK. This Yi Wei was hard of hearing yesterday. Now it's this Yan's turn to be the same, but it's ridiculous. What does it have to do with me? I've already left the Yi family anyway. Why bother with them anymore? Yan heard this voice once again, staring at my back in shock. This is Yi Feng's inner voice. This is just too strange. She was so terrified she forgot to ask about Yi Wei whereabouts. She just stood there blankly, watching me. This scene was caught by a student who happened to be taking photos with a camera. Hehe. This scoop is definitely going to bring in a lot of engagement. He enjoyed looking at the photos in his camera. Let's see. The headline will be, Shocking. The beautiful literature lecturer of Jiangda University, after a miserable breakup, has turned into a waiting wife. This title will absolutely be a huge eye-catcher. He quickly transferred the photos to his phone. Many of them were photos of her and Yifeng pulling at each other. The final photo was of her using her eyes to gaze blankly at Yifeng's back. He quickly posted a thread on Jiangda University's forum, uploaded all those photos, then sat back to wait for the results until 2 p.m. Today's classes have finished. Hearing the school bell, I hesitated a bit, wanting to linger a bit longer without leaving, but when my hand touched my empty stomach, I felt a bit worried. Just then, Sun Yun was standing at the classroom door, shouting to me, Let's go. Yifeng, what are you dazing out for? You skipped class yesterday and didn't even go to your part-time job. Are you planning not to go today either? Only now did I remember that I still have another part-time job. After thinking for a moment, I stood up and put on my backpack. That place provides a free meal. It would be a waste not to eat, and I'll get paid too. The two of them walked through the lecture hall building. Just as we were about to go down the stairs, my nose caught a sudden waft of fragrance. Very familiar. It's Yan again. I turned my head expressionlessly, watching an angry Yan pulling at me. Yan, why are you always like a ghost? Are you done or not? I already told you. Stop coming to bother me. Do you not understand human speech? I brushed away her hand that was clinging to my shirt. Yifeng, you've gone too far. Yan's beautiful eyes glared at me. Her gaze was filled with indignation. The commotion between the two attracted the attention of students who had just finished class nearby. They all turned their curious eyes toward us. I told you it was true. You didn't believe me. Looking at this, it seems it's real. Hee. You can tell that guy named this Yi Feng guy dumped teacher Yi. Total scumbag material. Girls, stay away from this kind of person in the future. The boys were just standing there watching the drama. Everyone remained silent. Hearing these gossips, fury also started to rise within me. Yiyang, you want to humiliate me in front of everyone, don't you? Then I won't be polite anymore either. Yiyang's expression changed, feeling that something was wrong. Just as she was about to say something, she saw me clear my throat, with sincere gratitude clearly showing on my face. Hey, I am sorry, Teacher Yi. I am truly sorry. What I said just now was perhaps a bit, but I really don't like you. Please don't come to bother me anymore, okay? You are the wealthy heiress of the Yi Group's chairman, and I am just an orphan. We are from different worlds. There will be no outcome for us. Even though we had brief moments of happiness. But Yiyang, please forget me. With the last sentence, my voice became soft and full of sorrow. Afterward, I ignored Yiyang, who was standing there in a daze. I pulled Sun Yun, who was jaw-dropped in shock, and decisively turned and left. The crowd buzzed with gossip. Is this for real? A teacher is pursuing a student? This drama today is so satisfying to watch. The student's chatter reached Yiyang's ears. Her delicate, beautiful face quickly flushed red. An uncomfortable wave of dizziness hit her. She staggered, almost collapsing to the ground. A female student standing nearby hurried to support her. Teacher Yi, are you okay? Please don't be too heartbroken and sad. The student's words of comfort not only had no effect, but also made Yiyang explode with anger. She pushed the student away, glancing at the people surrounding her to watch the show. The male students' faces showed pity. A nameless sense of grievance surged in her heart. That bastard, I will definitely not forgive him. The more she thought, the more aggrieved she felt. The more she thought, the angrier she became. After standing up, she ignored the still gossiping students and ran after the direction I had just left. At this time, Sun Yun and I were walking on campus. The two of us talked as we walked. Just as we reached the school gate, suddenly, the roar of a sports car sounded. A white Porsche 911 Carrera rushed forward and blocked right in front of them. The car window rolled down. Yiyang's face, wearing sunglasses, was revealed. Her voice had no warmth at all. Get in the car. Speechless, I slapped my forehead. Yiyang is in that state and she's still looking for me? Yi Feng, go on. The beautiful teacher is waiting for you. Sun Yun winked at me. Then he disappeared. Before leaving, he shouted, don't forget your brothers. When you hit it big. I have nothing left to say. Beep. A car behind was honking urgently, but Yiyang remained motionless, just staring at me like that. I had no choice but to open the car door, and sat in the passenger seat. The sports car roared and sped away. The two were silent the whole way. I didn't know where she was planning to take me. A few minutes later, the car drove into an underground parking lot. Yiyang turned off the engine. She got out of the car first. Confused, I also got out of the car, but suddenly, I felt someone kick me. I turned my head to look. It was Yiyang who kicked me. My calf was struck by her sharp high heel. A surge of intense pain hit me. Yiyang, are you crazy? I cried out in pain, holding my calf and rubbing it. Yiyang launched another kick. Her face was full of anger. Dare to talk nonsense? Let's see if you still dare to make things up. Humiliating me, huh? My arm was hit by her 6 centimeters high heel, making me wince and frown in pain. I looked up at Yiyang, seeing she still intended to keep kicking me. A flash of violence crossed my eyes, but then it immediately returned to normal. Right as Yiyang launched another kick, I grabbed her slender ankle. Yiyang was stunned. Previously, whenever she hit Yi Feng, he never hit back. She didn't expect him to dare resist today. I forcefully pushed her leg away. Standing up, I looked around to observe the environment, the dark underground parking lot. Not a single person. There were no surveillance cameras on the ceiling either. Humph. Yiyang, you really chose a very good place for yourself. I cracked my neck. My knuckles cracked as I popped them. Yiyang met my gaze. Her whole body trembled slightly. She stammered, What? What do you want to do? What? What are you going to do? Don't do anything reckless. But I ignored her, slowly stepping forward. Yiyang retreated a few steps in fear. Don't come over here. If you come closer. Call the police. Thud. Yiyang's back hit the pillar. She frantically wanted to escape to the side, but my fierce gaze had made her too scared to move. It's over. Truly over. This time, it seems Yi Feng has truly gone mad. Am I going to get beaten up? After all, I bullied him quite a bit before. I slowly walked up to her. Yiyang was so scared, she shut her eyes tight. She sat down, head in her hands, not daring to look at me. Her whole body trembled slightly. What should I do now? I can't actually beat her until her face is all swollen. If I do that, that old man Yi Tianhong will definitely not let me off. There's a way. Seeing me pull out my phone to record a video, then reaching out a hand, hearing my inner thoughts, Yiyang couldn't help but feel uneasy. She couldn't help but wonder. Suddenly, she felt a pair of large hands poking her armpits. Yiyang, whose body had been tense, immediately went limp. Haha, don't. Yi Feng, stop tickling. So it was just this. Delete the video. Did you hear me? I laughed and shook my head. What if I don't delete it? Tisk T-esque. clearly about to cry, yet she's still holding it in. I wonder if I do a few more, if she'll actually start sobbing, naturally. I also want to see her look when she cries. I wonder if it's any different from normal people. After all, this lady in front of me always maintains that arrogant and difficult heiress attitude. Thinking of that, I felt a bit excited. I raised my hand again. Stop, don't hit me anymore. Yiyang hurriedly pleaded. Is this bastard really crazy? How dare he treat me like this? Even if I made the first move, how could he hit me like that? She's your fourth sister. After all, aren't you afraid eldest sister will punish you for doing this? Only now you know how to cry. I stopped my hand. Squatting on the ground, I looked at her mockingly. This is so satisfying. This arrogant wealthy girl has finally cried. But the more I look at her, the more I find something strange. Why does it feel so weird? It seems I've met her somewhere before. Yiyang didn't understand what those words meant. She sat up, squatting. She constantly wiped her tears. She hated me to the bone in her heart. Bastard. Damn bastard. I must tell eldest sister that he bullied me. I can't take this beating for nothing. She will definitely take revenge. Vigorously wiping her tears with her sleeve, her beautiful eyes glared at me. I raised an eyebrow. I raised my hand, about to hit again, making Yiyang so scared she immediately looked away, not daring to look at me anymore. I withdrew my hand and asked indifferently, tell me then, what were you looking for me at the lecture hall building for earlier? Was it because of Yiyang again? Yiyang said through her sobs. When we were struggling and pushing this morning, it was caught on camera by some malicious person. Now rumors are flying online that the two of us are lovers, and they even said I dumped you. Speaking of which, her tone became spiteful. She was angry at the person who took the photo, but she was even angrier at me. If I had just spoken nicely this morning, then it wouldn't have reached the point of being caught on camera and fabricated into a story like this. The person who took the photo isn't a good person either, disregarding all shame just to get views. There was something like that. How come I didn't know? I was only surprised for a moment. Then I didn't bother to care anymore. After what happened this afternoon, I am sure the whole school already knows everything. Yiyang wiped the streaks of tears on her cheeks. Let's not talk about this anymore. Quickly, tell me where eldest sister is. I want to see her. I stood up and said, fine, but I have one requirement. You must not reveal the address to Yi Tianhong and Lam Bao Cam. I don't want to see them. Oh, that's right. That crazy woman Yue Yao as well. If you can't do it, then forget it. Why? I can understand not telling dad, but why can't mom know either? And our youngest sister too. She's just a little short-tempered. Shut up. Before Yiyang could finish her sentence, I cut her off with a loud shout. Let me tell you, I don't want to see Lam Bao Cam, that cheap and stupid kind of woman. I want to see that crazy woman Yue Yao even less. Understood? My tone was extremely firm. There is no negotiation here. Yiyang was frantic. She jumped up, frowning and shouting. How dare you call mom cheap and stupid? She's your mother after all. How could you speak about your mother like that? SSSSS. She took a sharp breath of cold air. Standing up had triggered the pain of her recent injury, but right now she had no mind to think about that. She could overlook being hit just now. After all, she was the one who attacked first, but I was insulting their mother for no reason. That made it unbearable for her. Of course, I was just about to tell the truth, but immediately fell silent. Lam Bao Cam is not my mother. She simply doesn't deserve the title. I looked straight into her eyes. My gaze was as cold as ice. What's the point of saying more? Anyway, even if the truth was laid out before them, they would absolutely never believe it. Yiyang's eyebrows furrowed even more. What truth? What exactly do you know, Yifeng? Mom has raised you for so many years. How could you curse at her like that? Yiyang wanted to keep pressing for answers. Raised my ass. What I ate daily. Did you not know? What I wore. Did you not know? As a child when I was first brought in, I indeed had a happy time. But what about after that? How does your Yi family still dare to open your mouths and say you raised me? Yiyang. Search your own conscience and ask yourself, don't you know what kind of life I lived in the Yi household? Whatever. Forget it. I don't want to say anymore. Bad people will always be bad people, and the stupid will truly always be stupid. That old man Yi Tianhong is even stupider than Lam Bao Cam. Haha. I laughed out loud like I was crazy. This old man, Yi Tianhong, kicked out Yi Yue Wei just to help Yiyang climb to that position. It's truly hilarious. If Yiyang were really his son, that would be one thing. But the point is, he's not. A whole family of bad and stupid people. Only Yue is somewhat okay. Ha ha ha. Oh boy, this won't do. I have to calm down. I laughed so much. My stomach is cramping. I sat down on the hood of the Porsche, gasping for breath. Yiyang heard my inner thoughts. A wave of panic enveloped her. She felt her limbs quickly turning ice cold. Her complexion also gradually turned pale. Yiyang, what's wrong with you? It's not that bad. Is it? I only hit you a few times. Why do you look so terrible? I squinted to observe, slightly suspicious whether she was pretending or not. No way. Xiaoyang. How could he not be Dad's biological son? Clearly, the day Xiaoyang was found, Mom showed us the DNA test results. Thinking of this, Yiyang's mind became dizzy, feeling as if she was about to collapse. I just said Mom was a bad person. Could it be? Mom could never do such a thing. The more she thought, the more confused she became. Her body swayed, seeing her about to fall. I quickly reached out to support her. She struggled to get away from my hands, looking at me with a sharp gaze. Yiyang thought to herself, what exactly is going on? Why can I hear his inner thoughts today? But if those are truly his inner thoughts, then he surely has no way of deceiving me. Why are you staring at me like that? Is there something on my face? I touched my own face. Yiyang's demeanor returned to its former arrogance. She tilted her chin up and commanded, nothing. I agree to your requirement. Now take me to the place where you and eldest sister live. I slightly raised an eyebrow. I gave Yiyang a speechless look. Back to that arrogant, wealthy lady manner again. Let's go. Your ladyship, it's not very far from here. We'll be there soon. I sat in the passenger seat, I said casually. Yiyang got into the car. A sharp pain and a strange tingling sensation in her left buttock spread through her body. She gritted her teeth, giving me a sharp glare. The car started. I observed the interior of the car. This must have cost a lot of money, right? Why don't I have a cool car like this? Anyway, forget it. I'll only ever be an adopted son. Anyway, that old man Yi Tianhong would never buy one for me. No point in overthinking it. Just wait until I can buy one myself. Yan was driving, feeling a bit uneasy in her heart. The family isn't short of this bit of money, right? Even if they didn't buy Yifeng a fancy car, they could have at least bought him a cheap car to get around. Yifeng has nothing. And on top of that, he was kicked out of the house. Dad really is a bit biased. My stomach suddenly growled with hunger. Thinking about the wealthy lady sitting next to me, I thick-headedly said, take me to eat. I am starving to death. You're dreaming. Yiyang was still in pain. What, eating? You hit me so hard earlier. You clearly aren't that hungry. Are you sure? I leisurely pulled out my phone, opening the video I just recorded. Yiyang took a glance. Filled with shame and anger in her heart, she only regretted she couldn't kick me out of the car right away. But she could only grit her teeth, suppress the anger in her voice and said, fine, I'll buy you a meal, but you must delete that video. I'll have to wait until I finish eating before I reconsider that. I put my phone away, offering a radiant smile. The car stopped in front of a luxury restaurant. After both stepped inside, I ordered a table full of food. More than 10 minutes later, all the dishes were served. I ate like a starving tiger, stuffing food into my mouth. Yiyang leisurely spooned steamed eggs, looking at me with utter contempt. Truly a hungry ghost reincarnated. I hope you choke on it. A few minutes later, I let out a loud, satisfied burp. Waiter, pack this up for me. The waiter outside heard the call and stepped in to prepare the takeout boxes. Yiyang frowned. Yifeng, is that necessary? You don't feel humiliated, but I am embarrassed. I leaned back in the chair, holding a toothpick, glancing at Yiyang, speechless. Your eldest sister hasn't eaten anything yet. Are you planning to let her starve? Yiyang lowered her head. She had indeed forgotten that eldest sister hadn't eaten. She didn't expect Yifeng to remember so clearly. Then pack it up. Remember to give it to eldest sister when we get home. Yiyang didn't want to apologize, so she followed my inner thoughts and retorted, you can actually think about eldest sister? Then why didn't you buy a brand new table of food? Are you planning to let her eat our leftovers? She made a sarcastic jab at me. Yiyang was stunned. How did Yifeng suddenly become so sharp? I forgot. I'll go buy a new meal right now. She stood up, intending to order another table of food, but I stopped her. No need. Your eldest sister won't mind this. Yiyang was so angry she stomped her feet, but she couldn't do anything about it. Delete that video for me. I am not deleting it. You really are a rogue. The two of them walked out of the restaurant carrying 2 large bags of food. Chatting as they walked, Yiyang kept a cold face the entire way. She drove back to the old apartment complex. Yifeng, how could you leave eldest sister in a dump like this? Yiyang stood below, looking up at the building. The wall paint was peeling and mottled. Every balcony was crowded with hanging laundry. It felt very overcrowded here, and a bit filthy and messy. Yiyang and I walked through the hallway. I said nonchalantly, this has nothing to do with me. It's just because she was thick-skinned enough to insist on following me. Besides, I only had a little over 5,000 yuan on me at the time. Being able to rent a place like this was already good enough. Yiyang didn't know what else to say. After all, 5,000 yuan really is quite a small amount. Having any place to stay at all was lucky. At this moment, the two of them didn't notice at all. A pair of eyes was silently watching them. The two entered the house, turned on the air conditioner. I immediately flopped down onto the bamboo mat on the floor. Yiyang looked around the room. A look of disdain was clearly written all over her face. Why is the room for the two of you so small? Feng, did you get scammed by the landlord? I replied while typing on my phone. If you think eldest sister is suffering here, then when she gets back, you can take her away immediately. You can rent her a new house, or take her back home. Even better, I'll have some peace and quiet on my own. I can get more work done. Yiyang shot back at me. Even if you didn't say it, I would have done so anyway. But she suddenly remembered that everyone was desperate to find eldest sister yesterday. So, she sent the address to the sisters' group chat. It seemed she had completely forgotten the promise she just made, that she wouldn't reveal this location to Yiyang. At this moment, inside the Yi group, her face was full of sorrow while handling her work. Yiyang received the message. She pushed aside the unfinished pile of work. She straightened her clothes and left work immediately. In another place, Yi Shuang was still, languidly flipping through the submitted manuscripts. When she received the message from the other side, she suddenly became energized, immediately requested a day off, and rushed to that address, an area on the outskirts of Jiangcheng City. Inside an abandoned factory site, a group of youths was gathered there. Yi Yuyao was sitting with her legs crossed, sitting majestically on a high platform, holding a slim cigarette for women between her fingers. She took a puff but didn't inhale. Looking at the rowdy youths below, she blew out a plume of smoke. Her hair was tied in a high ponytail. Her hair was a dark emerald green, looking incredibly stylish and rebellious. She was wearing an expensive racing suit, perfectly highlighting the hot curves of her body. Her whole presence exuded an air of majesty and agility. Beside her was a Schubert C4 Pro motorcycle helmet. Just then, her phone chimed with a notification. She picked it up to look. It was a message in the sisters group chat. After reading the message, her beautiful face quickly contorted. Thaiho Academy, Building 2, Room 301. Very well. Yifeng, you dared to cause eldest sister to be kicked out of the house. Just you wait. She didn't reply to the message, put her phone away, adjusted her ponytail, and put on her helmet. At that moment, two girls from a distance saw Yu Yao's actions and approached her. Sister Yao, where are we going? These two girls looked exactly alike. Their style of dress was also similar to Yi Yue Yao's. I am taking you two to beat someone up. Yi Yue Yao's voice came from inside the helmet. It sounded a bit muffled, but it couldn't hide the violence within. The two girls' eyes lit up. Their faces showed clear excitement. The purple-haired girl was named Li Wu Xin, and the red-haired girl was Li Wu Meng. They were also wealthy young ladies in Jiangcheng. They were a pair of twins. Ever since they met Yi Yu Yao, the rebellious ego within them had been unleashed. Every day, they followed Yi Yu Yao out. Racing, drinking, fighting, causing trouble. Those were things they never dared think of before. Their father, Li Jianhao, was initially very angry, but when he discovered Yi Yu Yao was Yi Tianhong's daughter, he was happy to let his two daughters follow her as lackeys. The two families already had business ties. Furthermore, the Yi family was very powerful. There were benefits to sucking up to them. They didn't bother with the other followers, who were drinking and chatting below the platform. The three of them revved their engines and sped off on their bikes. Not far away, a green-haired youth watched them depart. A look of confusion appeared on his face. At this time, Yi Yue was working when she suddenly received a notice from the board of directors, requesting an emergency meeting of top-level management. She had a premonition. Yi Tianhong was planning to let Yiyang take over as CEO. A sense of unease rose in her heart. She entered the meeting room. Inside, more than 10 people were already seated. Seeing Yiyang there as well, her heart sank. After Yue Shu arrived, Yi Tianhong immediately declared the meeting open. Members of the board, the group cannot go a single day without a CEO. I hereby nominate my son, Yiyang, for this position. Who is in favor? Who objects? Yi Tianhong's words caused the members on the board to exchange glances. I will give everyone 5 minutes to discuss. Begin. After speaking, Yi Tianhong sat in the chairman's seat and took a sip of tea. Yiyang stood right beside him. He had stayed up almost all night and woke up early this morning. His complexion looked somewhat pale, but now, 2 sickly red patches appeared on his face. Yi Yue Shui sat in the vice president's position, looking at them as they whispered and discussed, but absolutely no one intended to stand up and object. Her heart was filled with extreme resentment. They all knew exactly what kind of person Yiyang was, and yet, no one dared to speak up. She waited another minute. Seeing that still no one spoke, she stood up and looked directly at Yi Tianhong. I object. Her voice was as cold as ice, without a trace of warmth. Yiyang's face stiffened. Then, he looked at Yi Yu Shu in disbelief. Is Yi Yu Xue crazy? Why is she objecting? Normally, even though she was always cold, she still treated him quite well. Why did she suddenly jump out to object today? He was screaming inside. He was so close to succeeding. And yet, Yi Yue Shu ruined it. He almost couldn't maintain his calm expression. Yi Tianhong stared at Yi Yu Xue in astonishment. He shouted, Do you have any idea what you're saying? The people below also looked at Yi Yue Shui with complicated gazes. One must know that Yi Tianhong held absolute control over the Yi group. Even though they had some level of decision-making and advisory power, it held no value at all in front of Yi Tianhong. Yi Tianhong held many of their secrets. Otherwise, they would have been kicked out of the group long ago. If they wanted to enjoy wealth and luxury, they had to surrender their lives to this old man, Yi Tianhong. But Yi Yue Xue was different. She was Yi Tianhong's daughter, and she was also the vice president. There were things they didn't dare say, but Yi Yu Shui could. Yi Yu Xue's cold gaze met Yi Tianhong's. She had no intention of backing down. I object to Yiyang becoming the CEO of the Yi group. That's just the kind of person he is. Yi Tianhong really didn't expect Yi Yu Shu to dare contradict him right in front of all the shareholders. Yiyang clenched his fists. The way he looked at Yi Yue Shui had completely changed. Fine. Once I am firmly in this seat, the first person I'll get rid of is you. Yi Yue Shu spoke up again. Mr. Chairman, Yiyang only just graduated high school. Right now, he's not even attending university. Father, handing the group over to him to manage is truly an unwise move. Yi Yuexu's words hit the mark. Each word was like a knife stabbing into Yi Yang's heart. Yi Tianhong's face was flushed with rage. Follow me into the small meeting room. Xiao Yang, you come too. Yi Yue Xue followed behind without any hesitation. At this time, Yi Tianhong paced angrily back and forth in the room. Seeing Yi Yu Shu still looking at him calmly with a cold face, with no sign of backing down, his fury erupted immediately. Yi Yue Xue, do you have any idea what you just said? Do you want Xiao Yang to be gossiped about in the future? Xue, father, I am only telling the truth. Xiao Yang truly lacks the competence for this position. Yi Yang stood to the side, listening to Yi Yuexu's words. His gaze became even darker. He cast his eyes about, calculating. Then he rubbed his eyes hard with his fingers. He stepped forward and bowed his head to Yu Jieshu. Second sister is absolutely right. I really don't have that capability. After speaking, he looked over at Yi Tianhong. Father, maybe the CEO position should just be given to second sister. I'll just stay at home and be an idle young master. He finished. His face showed loneliness and sadness, forcing out a bright smile. Yi Yuexu's eyes narrowed. But the Yan personality could no longer restrain herself. She was about to take control of the body, but was firmly suppressed by the Shu personality. Yi Yang's petty trick proved very effective. Yi Tianhong saw Yi Yang's eyes were bloodshot. Combined with those green tea-style words, he understood the hidden meaning. His face immediately darkened. Yi Yue Xue, do you feel that being vice president is still not enough? You just objected to Xiao Yang. Is it because you want to take his seat? Yi Yue Shu shook her head and gave a thin smile. I have no interest in the CEO position of the Yi Group. I only want the Yi Group to move further ahead. Father, please trust me. Xiao Yang truly lacks the capability. He cannot carry this responsibility. Compared to Yiyang, I trust eldest sister much more. At most, you're still here, aren't you, father? Her words made Yiyang feel even more wronged. He decided to go all the way, pinched his waist hard with his hand. Tears immediately welled up. Father, second sister is right. I really don't have that capability. Maybe you should just give my position to her. After all, eldest sister is gone, and I am incompetent. Only second sister is most deserving. I believe she'll do a better job than me, much more excellently than I could. He spoke with extreme sincerity. His tears further proved his determination. The Yan personality was about to explode with rage. She snapped to attention, taking control of the body in a split second. She scolded him straight to his face. Xiao Yang, are your words meant to make father misunderstand on purpose? What do you mean? Your position. I see clearly that you're doing this intentionally. Before she could even finish her sentence, the Shu personality regained control. Yi Yuexu's expression was a bit unpleasant. She looked at Yi Tianhong. Yi Tianhong already believed Yi Yuexu was scheming to seize the CEO position, and seeing Yi Yang act like he only cared for the group's interests made him even more heartbroken. Now with the Yan personality making a scene, he felt Yi Yang was truly being mistreated, like a talent not being appreciated, dropped out, idling all day doing nothing, now that he wanted to strive for progress. And yet his own second sister was crushing his hopes. Yi Tianhong's rage could no longer be contained. Yi Yue Xue, your words just now were clearly slandering Xiao Yang. Xiao Yang has been so proactive in yielding, and yet you still want to speak ill of him. How can your heart be so filthy and despicable? I have made my decision. Let Xiao Yang take office as the CEO of the Yi Group. It's useless no matter what anyone says. Yi Tianhong waved his hand and gave the order. He decisively made the final decision, then stormed out of the small meeting room. The meeting that followed, Yi Yue Xue did not attend. Even someone as calm as her couldn't help but feel indignant. Yi Yang's fake posturing. Any rational person could see through it at a glance. She also didn't understand why Yi Tianhong seemed so bewitched. Yi Yue Xue took out her phone, posted the news in the group chat. She also recounted the whole conversation they just had. At this time, Yi Yue Wei was crowding in a packed job market. The hot weather made her sweat, her hair sticking to her forehead. Her face showed clear exhaustion and weariness. When she saw the message on her phone, she immediately opened it. The more she read, the angrier she became. She typed out her frustrations. Today I went to look for a job at the job market. Either they didn't believe my resume, or they just gave it a glance and rejected me outright. Clearly, someone is intentionally targeting me. Everyone, tell father for me if he doesn't apologize. Even if I have to die out here, I will absolutely never go back to beg him. After sending a long string of messages, she ignored the other messages in the group. Yi Yue Wei looked at the passing crowd with a worn-out face. Her hand clutched a 50 yuan note tightly. Her nose suddenly felt a stinging sensation. Throughout the whole morning, she had been rejected by more than 10 companies. Her requirements weren't high at all, from department director down to manager, then to assistant manager, and finally, team leader. But without exception, everyone refused her. Some, as soon as they heard her name, shunned her like she was the plague. There were also those who had no idea who she was. After she introduced herself, they just treated her like a scammer, and rightly so. The precious young lady of the Yi Group. How could she lower herself to this place to find a job? Her gaze unconsciously turned toward the most crowded area. That was the General Labor Employment Center. There, it was all manual labor. Serving tables, factory work, tightening screws, jobs that didn't require much thought. You just needed to be healthy. But she really couldn't resign herself to it. As an MBA holder, was she really reduced to being a common laborer? But if she didn't work, how would she and Yifeng survive? Fear rose in her heart, and she hurriedly stood up and left that place. Yiyue Shui called her fourth sister, Yiyue Yan. Yuer, we've arrived. All right, I am coming down to meet you. Yiyue Yan hung up. She prepared to go out, asking without even looking up, who's here? Second and third sisters. The voice echoed from outside the door. I could only shake my head in weary resignation. Yiyue Jue and Yiyue Shuang started complaining about this ancient environment as soon as they walked in. Once inside, Yiyue Ju switched to her Yan personality. She saw me and came skipping over. Long time no see. Yifeng, what are you doing? She leaned in close to me. Seeing my fingers moving quickly, typing continuously, she was curious, yet felt this scene was somewhat familiar. Say something. Are you mute? Yiyue Yan playfully tickled my armpit. I jumped in surprise, causing me to misspell a few words. Yiyue Yan, do you want a beating? I reached out and gave her a sharp tug, sending her tumbling onto the floor, and I immediately retaliated in kind. Yifeng, ha ha ha, stop. Stop tickling me. Ha ha. Yiyue Yan and I were wrestling and playing together. The noisy commotion attracted the attention of the other two. Yiyue Shuang's beautiful face immediately tightened. Yifeng, what on earth are you doing? Are you trying to harass her? Yiyue Xu also said in her heart. Stop fooling around. I felt it too. I stopped my hands, pushed away the Yin personality who was still laughing uncontrollably. I turned to look at Yiyue Shuang, who was looking at me with a cold face and eyes full of disgust. Truly a mental case. I cursed silently in my head, but I didn't say anything to object. Anyway, doing that really was a bit fun, but I still felt uneasy inside. Yifeng, you dare to insult me? Yiyue Shuang had heard my inner thoughts, so she thought I had actually spoken those insults to her. But Yiyue Yan was stunned. She didn't see Yifeng's mouth move at all. How did he make a sound? I will. I glanced at Yiyue Shuang. Her eyes clearly showed her hatred for me. I turned away and continued typing. I didn't want to argue with her anymore. After all, this Yiyue Shuang girl is the one who hates me most in this family, second only to Yiyang. That time, Yiyang failed the university entrance exam. She actually managed to blame it all on me. Back then, to save face in front of the family, Yiyang spent a fortune hiring top students to give him answers during every test. Then at home, he would intentionally belittle Yifeng, saying he was a poor student, ranked last in the class. I was slandered by him quite a bit back then. Anyway, while my grades weren't outstanding, they were among the better ones in class. To prove my abilities, I worked hard on my studies. That year, I scored 562 on the entrance exam and was eventually accepted into Jiancheng University. As for Yiyang, no matter how much he cheated, he barely managed a score of just over 200. He was so embarrassed that he threw a tantrum and refused to attend university at all. But the most ridiculous thing was that Yiyue Shuang thought Yiyang failing and refusing to go to school was Yifeng's fault, and she just believed it as a matter of course without any reason. Our relationship was already not great, now adding in the Yiyang thing, so I didn't even bother saying another word to her. Truly someone with mental issues. When did I ever insult her? Besides, Yan, the actual person involved, hasn't said anything. What makes you think it's your turn to meddle? I opened my phone, continuing my boring work of borrowing text. The Yan personality became even more astonished. She widened her beautiful eyes, staring intently at my mouth. Yiyue Shuang wouldn't let it go. She stood up abruptly from her chair, with hands on her hips. She pointed a finger directly at my face and scolded. Yifeng, I think you really need a beating. Can you just touch a girl's body whenever you want? I only said a few things, and yet you dare to insult me. I really can't understand a student like you. Why are your morals and character so poor? This kind of behavior from Yiyue Shuang was truly rare to see. Naturally weak-willed since childhood, she never actively scolded anyone, but I was an exception. Though she didn't use vulgar words, her words were extremely sharp and aggressive, showing no trace of her former submissiveness. Standing nearby, Yan secretly speculated in her heart. Could it be that third sister Shuang could also hear my inner thoughts? As for me, I was dazed from the scolding. I turned back to look at the furious Yiyue Shuang. Hey, sister. Why am I suddenly getting blasted like this? I haven't even opened my mouth. Is something wrong with her ears? Right then, Yan spoke up to intervene. Third sister. Yifeng really didn't say anything. Yiyue Yan is also helping to mediate. You misheard it, sister. I narrowed my eyes at Yiyue Shuang. My gaze gradually became dangerous. No way. I was suddenly scolded so unjustly. There's no way I am letting this slide. Yiyue Shuang. Do you want to be beaten even more? I said while standing up. I could tolerate Yiyue Yan a little. She's just moody. But why on earth should I pamper you? Yiyue Shuang. Under their terrified or angry gazes, I grabbed a clothes hanger. Yiyue Shuang. Apologize to me right now, then I might overlook your actions of scolding me for no reason earlier. Otherwise, don't blame me for being ruthless. Pointing the hanger at Yiyue Shuang, I glared at her. Unexpectedly, Yiyue Shuang was even angrier than me. Why should I apologize? You clearly scolded me earlier. Are you planning to hit me? Come on then. Yiyue Yan began to panic, She really believed that I would hit someone because she had just been bullied by me earlier. Sister Yan was so scared she didn't dare to move. She knew well what Yu Shuang had done before. With my current state, it looked like I was really going to do it. I cursed under my breath. I've never heard such a cheap request. Then I suddenly rushed straight towards Yue Shuang, raising my hand high. But Yu Shuang still stood motionless, believing I would truly strike. Yu Yan and Sister Yan rushed to stop me, but it was too late. Seeing that Yu Shuang didn't seem to want to dodge at all, the corner of my mouth curled up slightly. The hanger whipped down forcefully. The sound of whistling, wind echoed. Smack. The hanger whipped hard against her arm. A clear red welt appeared before my eyes. It took Yu Shuang 2 seconds to react. She screamed out in agony. Yu Yan quickly supported her from the side. Yu Shuang was in so much pain she couldn't speak. Then she raised her head and looked at me. Why did you actually hit her? She's your third sister. Third sister. My foot. She has nothing to do with me. And I even think I hit her too lightly. I made a move as if to strike again. That hanger was already bent. I didn't hold back at all with that blow. Who told her to dare slander me so casually? You guys tell me. Did I even open my mouth to say anything just now? It's clearly just her own delusion. Yue Shuang was in so much pain that tears fell uncontrollably. Hearing my words, she immediately retorted. You're lying. You clearly scolded me. You bastard. I really rushed forward once more, but my thigh was suddenly hugged tightly. Turning my head back, it was Sister Yue Yan. Feng, stop hitting her. And you too? Third sister. Yi Feng really didn't scold you earlier. You just misheard it yourself. Yi Yan continued. Right? Fourth sister? Yi Feng really didn't open his mouth to speak earlier, right? Yi Yan nodded hurriedly. Yes, that's right, third sister. You definitely misheard. During the following moments, the two of them were both comforting Yu Shuang, but it was completely useless. Her tears fell as if they cost nothing. They just kept pouring down. She cried more and more bitterly. No matter how they coaxed her, it didn't work. At this time, Yiyang heard the crying from inside the room. He felt a bit confused, not knowing what had happened. Then Sister Yan came up to me and asked softly in a negotiating tone, Yifeng, how about you apologize to third sister? No way. I am not doing it. It's already good enough that I haven't kicked her out. Cry, cry, cry. It's so noisy. I didn't even bother to turn my head. I continued typing. The book is almost at 50,000 words. Just 50,000 more and it can be released. At that point, would I still be short of money? Yifeng, just go and apologize. After all, it really wasn't right for you to hit someone. Sister Yan was still trying to persuade me. At this moment, Yiyang outside heard footsteps and quickly hid himself. It turned out that Yi Wei had returned. She walked very quickly. She could hear the crying even from outside. She guessed that her sisters had come to cause trouble for me and ended up being taught a lesson by me. After entering, she saw Yu Shuang sitting on the chair, clutching her arm and sobbing. The sound of the door opening caught their attention. Everyone immediately greeted the eldest sister. Big sister, you're back. Sister Yan cried out in joy. Big sister. Yui Shuang said through her sobs. Xiao Shuang, what's wrong? Yi Wei's gaze turned towards me. Big sister, Yi Feng hit me. Yi Shuang cried even more bitterly. Yi Wei's brows furrowed tightly. She looked at me and asked, Xiao Feng, what is going on? Big sister, Yi Feng cursed at me, and he even hit me. Yi Shuang looked at me with tearful eyes. I've really had enough. Everyone is like this. As long as Yi Shuang acts a little pitiful, you all defend her. Don't you? Who are you showing those cheap tears to? I didn't say a single word, yet you insist that I scolded her. Fine. Very well. Yi Shuang, damn you. Now I've scolded you. What are you going to do about it? Enough. It's really more than enough. I've been reborn into a new life, yet I still have to endure this frustration. I pointed my hand towards the door. All of you, get the hell out. My sudden outburst left the three women staring at each other in confusion. Sister Yan and the other two sisters were deeply shaken. After my outburst, I also fell silent. I felt that I might have been a bit too impulsive just now. But seeing Yi Wei's mood being swayed by just a few of her words made me feel very uncomfortable inside. I wanted to let it all out, especially when I saw her frowning, and using that tone to question me, a sense of grievance suddenly welled up within me. I truly had not scolded Yu Shuang, though I certainly did in my mind. Big sister, look at him. At this moment, Yi Shuang just wanted to quickly vent her anger. What right does Yifeng have to hit me? Yi Wei's face gradually grew cold. She turned to look at her beloved younger sister, and then forcefully brushed away the hand clutching hers. Yi Shuang, you're becoming more and more lawless. Previously, when you were isolating Xiao Feng, I told you not to take it too far. Now that he has left the Yi family, why do you still want to do this? Now, apologize to Xiao Feng immediately. Yi Wei narrowed her almond eyes. Her voice carried an undeniable authority. Yi Yan froze in shock. Even Yan and Shu were just as astonished. Even I was a bit confused by what was happening. In my memories, Yi Wei always went out of her way to protect them. Why is everything reversed now? Hearing that, Yi Shuang was stunned. Even her crying stopped instantly. Your tears stop as soon as you want them to, don't they? Yi Wei looked at her. Her gaze became increasingly unfriendly. Apologize to Xiao Feng quickly. Yi Wei, Shuang heard the words of her close eldest sister and felt her hands and feet go cold. Her whole body trembled slightly. Big sister, why? He hit me. Big sister, how can you make me apologize to him? At this moment, no matter how foolish Yu Shuang was, she realized something was wrong. Those words really were in my voice. I am sorry, Yi Feng. It's my fault. Yu Shuang noticed her sister's increasingly cold gaze and blurted out an apology instinctively, but immediately after, a wave of shame and anger rose in her heart. She had never apologized to me once, not even saying a single kind word, yet today she was forced by the eldest sister to apologize to me. She shot me a resentful sideways glance, then turned away without another word. Wei ignored her and looked at the other two. Yan said, Big sister, we came this time to persuade you to come home, asking carefully. That's right. That's right. Big sister, no one will hire you if you look for a job now. Maybe you should just. Immediately. Yi's face darkened. Today, after leaving the job exchange, she had sent her resume everywhere online, but they all went unanswered. Physically and mentally exhausted, she had no choice but to return home. No way. Dad, because he wants to force me back home, dared to issue a blacklist against me. Do you think I should go back? People live for their dignity. Trees live for their bark. Tell him this for me. Even if I, Yue, have to deliver food in the future or serve tables and wash dishes, I will absolutely never bow my head to him. Yue's tone was incredibly firm, her attitude extremely decisive. Yan felt utterly exhausted. What should we do now? Both of them are just as stubborn as the other, neither willing to give in. Brilliant. Well said. I praised her silently in my heart. The corners of Yue's mouth involuntarily curled up slightly. Yu Shuang's face nearby was very unpleasant, her beautiful eyes glaring at me with hatred. Big sister, do you really intend to stay here with Yifeng and never leave? Immediately after, I tilted my head and looked at her, saying in a slow tone, if those eyes of yours dare to glare at me again, I won't hesitate to gouge them out. Yu Shuang instinctively looked away, but then realized she had lost once again, making her feel extremely frustrated inside. Third sister, behave yourself, Sister Yan advised. Yu Shuang had never felt so aggrieved. She turned to the side, refusing to look at anyone. Then Sister Yan spoke up. Big sister, if you've decided to stay out here, then well, pool some money for the two of you first. Third sister. Fourth sister, let's go to the grocery store and get some cash. Exchange all their cash. When that runs out, we'll come back. Regarding this, Yu Shuang had no objection. All three women stood up at the same time. I looked at them with a bit of surprise, but said nothing more. However, at that exact moment, a loud shout came from outside the door. Suddenly, Yi Tianhong burst straight into the room and screamed in a rage, let me see who dares to help Yi Feng. Dad. Yi Yan was startled and terrified. She gave Yi Tianhong a forced smile, and then surreptitiously hid behind the others. Yu Shuang was so scared, her face turned pale as a sheet. She didn't even dare to move. None of you will listen to me. Right? Who gave you permission to see him, and you were going to give him money, let me tell you. Don't even dream about it. Yi Tianhong's shout boomed like thunder in their ears, leaving the three daughters frozen in place. Yiyang was still hiding outside the door, not coming in. My eyes flickered over everyone, and then I secretly started recording on my phone. Then I stood up, looking straight ahead with a cold gaze. Old man, get out of here. You're not welcome here. You unfilial son. I thought after 2 days you'd have learned some respect, but you're still the same. There will be no place for you in the Yi family ever again. Yi Tianhong was so angry his hair seemed to stand on end. Old geezer, unfilial son, this, unfilial son that. I think you must be tired of living. My eyes gleamed with calculating intent. Hearing that, Yi Tianhong immediately flew into a towering rage. You little brat, what do you want? Are you planning to hit me too? At this moment, Wei stepped forward, looking at her father emotionlessly. There wasn't a single trace of emotion on her face. The three of you, go home. Don't get involved in my business. Father, drop the idea of making me apologize to you. I will never bow my head. If you truly want me to return home, then apologize to me and Xiao Feng. These words undoubtedly made Yi Tianhong so angry he was about to spit blood. Wei, don't you go too far. First, I am your father. The idea of me bowing to you is impossible. Second, you want me to apologize to him? In your dreams, that unfilial son, I wish I could kill him right this instant. Tianhong was speaking without thinking at all, letting anything slip from his mouth. The moment he said that, everyone present, including Yi Tianhong himself, was stunned. Hearing that, Yi Yan's mind was deeply shaken. She felt a bone-chilling cold spread from the soles of her feet throughout her body. If Yi Tianhong really intended to do that, then I certainly wouldn't be able to withstand it. The Yi Group currently has at least billions in liquid cash. Just hiring one hitman would be more than enough to deal with me. At this moment, Yi Tianhong realized he had misspoken, but he still stubbornly glared at me. My gaze became dark and extremely dangerous. This old man really has killing intent. Then I don't mind risking it all in a life-and-death struggle with him. After all, I hold all the evidence of his past murders in my hands. Let's see who will be the final winner. But first, it wouldn't be too much to collect a little interest, would it? The four women heard my inner thoughts, and all looked at him with expressions of pure horror. Wei, and Yiyang were those who already knew a bit of the inside story, but the other two were completely in the dark. But I didn't care about their gazes, and rushed straight towards Yi Tianhong. You little brat. What do you think you're doing? Cold sweat poured down Yi Tianhong's face, his feet instinctively stepping back. Seeing this, Wei stepped forward to intervene, but she was held back by Yiyang. Shui shook her head at her and said softly, "Calm down, don't get yourself involved in this anymore." Shui had seen the situation going wrong, and immediately regained control of her body. Yiyue Shuang and Yan didn't dare to move anymore. "This is my account number. I want to see the money in my account within 10 minutes. I leaned in and whispered in his ear. Yi Tianhong bowed his head and quietly sent a message to his assistant, instructing the accountant to transfer the money. Before long, the money arrived. I looked at the account balance, gave a cold smile, and put my phone away. "Old man, there's still one more condition. Yi Feng, don't push your luck." Yi Tianhong lowered his voice, speaking with resentment. "Don't be in a hurry. This condition is very beneficial for you. Want to hear it?" I raised an eyebrow and smiled faintly. "If it's about money again, the limit is 1 million. Otherwise, he'll fight you to the death, and no one will have peace." Hearing that, my eyes suddenly lit up. "Really? Then give me another 1,000,000. The corners of Yi Tianhong's eyes twitched incessantly, his facial expression shifting through various emotions, before he finally nodded in agreement. "Remember, this is the last 1,000,000. I won't give you another penny." Yi Tianhong glared at me, threats clear in his eyes. In my heart, I was overjoyed. More money is coming in. I nodded, completely satisfied. "Give me the debt note." I held out my hand. Yi Tianhong's face trembled. He was doing his best to suppress his fury. After receiving the note, I tore it into tiny pieces, and then suddenly said loudly, "Oh, that's right. One last thing I want to announce." All eyes turned towards me. "Tomorrow, ill-arranged time to visit the Yi family." Before I could even finish the sentence, Yi Tianhong immediately interrupted. "Impossible. Yi Feng, I am going to kill you." Yi Yao's clear voice rang out in fury. I looked in the direction of the sound, my gaze darkening. "Yi Yao, why is this lunatic here?" And she even brought her gang of followers. I suddenly turned my head to look at Yi Yan. Yi Yan was terrified by my gaze, and hurriedly looked away. Xiao Feng, Yi Yao saw the father and son on the floor, and rushed over to check on them. Seeing them both in too much pain to speak, her eyes gradually turned bloodshot, as if she wanted to eat someone alive. "You dare hit Dad and Xiao Yang? I won't let you get away with this." Having said that, she aggressively charged forward, and threw a punch. Behind her, Li Yushin and Li Yumeng also charged forward together. However, midway through, her arms suddenly stopped in midair. As she looked at the eldest sister blocking her path, her eyes clearing slightly, the two followers behind her also stopped. Yi Yao saw that her sister wasn't saying a word, and her expression gradually turned very unpleasant. "Big sister, what is the meaning of this?" Yi Wei continued to remain silent, merely watching her quietly. Her gaze was incredibly cold. She radiated an overwhelming aura. Yi Yao felt a natural pressure surrounding her, and her raised fist slowly lowered. In the past, whenever she did something wrong, or bullied Yi Feng too much, Yi Wei would watch her quietly like this, and every time she would have to back down. This crazy girl. If she were a man, I would definitely have beaten her until she was flat on the ground, I thought to myself while hiding behind the others. But every single thought in my head was heard by Yi Yao, as well as by the other 4 women. All of them were pale with shock, hurriedly looking towards Yi Yao. They saw that Yi Yao's expression had only just softened slightly. She quickly became fierce and twisted, seductively. Yi Wei let out a cold shout, but it didn't have any effect at all. Yi Yao brushed the eldest sister aside, and lunged straight at me. I stood there dazed, hurrying to dodge. Yi Yao spun around with great agility, and burrowed right into my chest. Her arms wrapped around my back, and she began to claw at me. At the same time, she also bit deeply into my left shoulder. The bite was so strong it made me gasp in pain. Yi Yao's fingernails dug deep into my flesh. A few drops of blood seeped out, staining the back of my shirt a deep red. I've seen the memories of the original host. To deal with this situation, usually, you have to hold her tight, gently stroke the top of her head, and whisper words of comfort. That's the fastest way she can calm down. But, if while Yi Yao is in her hysterical state, someone intentionally provokes her again, she will become even more frenzied, and even more out of control. I once thought about fighting back, but I can't. Yi Yao and Yi Tianhong are completely different. Yi Tianhong just lacks a cerebellum, but Yi Yao has lost her entire cerebrum. Only the cerebellum remains. Confronting her is like seeking death. At the same time, the 4 other sisters and the twins, none of them came forward to stop Yi Yao, because intervening would only make the situation worse. We wanted to step forward and pull her away, but she was held back by Xu's firm grip again. She could only look at me with worried eyes, recalling everything from the past. Yi Yao wasn't like this before. She adored her newborn younger brother so much, but ever since the brother went missing, she has absolutely loathed human traffickers, until one time. Yi Yao was walking on the street with them. No one noticed her sudden disappearance, until a shout about a child thief was heard in the distance. They finally realized Yiyao was gone. When they arrived at the scene, they only saw Yiyao biting the trafficker's neck tightly, refusing to let go at all. Her two cute little canine teeth were buried deep in his flesh. Back then, the trafficker was almost bitten to death. Blood was flowing all over the ground, and he had to be rushed straight to the ICU. From then on, Yiyao has suffered from this mania. Even after consulting all kinds of experts, there was no way to cure it. In later years, even Yiyao herself felt afraid. Unless she was outside, whenever she had an episode, she would seek me out, which led to my back being constantly covered in wounds, and my shoulders were no exception. Nothing but teeth marks everywhere. Of course, if she had an episode outside, she would usually use force to release the frustration in her heart, and Yiyao knows well that in this house, the one who needs me most is Yiyao. Right now, I feel like a chunk of flesh is about to be torn off. The agonizing pain makes my scalp go numb. My head sank deep into her clouds of hair. That damn Yiyang actually dared to point her toward me. I will definitely settle this score. My inner voice caused both Yiyang and Yiyao to have different reactions. Yiyang only felt the pain of being hit earlier this afternoon wash over her once again, making her shudder involuntarily, and Yiyao's condition only grew more severe. The biting force from Yiyao's teeth suddenly increased. It hurt so much that I cursed under my breath. Yiyao's expression changed drastically. She hurriedly shook off Xu's hand and rushed behind Yiyao, grabbing her waist to pull her away. Yiyao, what are you doing? If you keep pulling her, a chunk of my flesh is really going to be ripped off. I was in so much pain that tears almost overflowed, sinking my head into the curve of Yiyao's neck. Yiyao let go in a panic, not knowing what the right thing to do was. Suddenly, an idea came to me. I lifted my head, put my lips close to Yiyao's ear, and gently blew into it. Immediately, the hair on Yiyao's body stood on end. An unprecedented sensation spread throughout her body. Her tense muscles suddenly relaxed. Her jaw and grip also unconsciously loosened significantly. But this action of mine made all four sisters gasp in astonishment. Is it even possible to do that? There's hope. I made up my mind. Amidst everyone's shock, I suddenly snapped back to my senses, hastily pushing Yiyao away. As a result, Yiyao almost tumbled to the ground. Fortunately, Yiyao caught her. If anyone was the most furious right now, it was Yi Enjuet Shuang. Yi Fang, you bastard. Call the police now. I didn't have time to care about Yi Enguet Shuang's questioning. I slumped down in pain, clutching my shoulder with both hands. Blood wouldn't stop flowing from the wound, staining a large area of my white shirt bright red. Moreover, the wound on my back was much more serious. The flesh was torn apart in several places. One could see just how much force Yiyao had used. Yiyao pushed Yiyao out of her embrace, stepping forward full of heartache, wanting to touch my wound, but not daring to. Very good. Yao, you did well, unlike your four sisters who only know how to watch the show. This brat needs to be taught a lesson. Hell, never forget. Yi Tianhong stood up shakily, looking toward everyone. His praise had no effect on Yao at all. She sat flat on the ground, with her eyes tightly shut, her red lips slightly parted. My blood still lingered on them. She seemed to be reminiscing about the electric shock-like sensation that had just surged through her heart. The fury from earlier had vanished without a trace. Her translucent earlobes were turning flushed and burning hot. She felt like she wanted to try it again. Only the twins were paying attention to her. Everyone else's eyes were fixed on the space between Yi Tianhong and me. Old man, Yi, do you really think I don't dare to touch you? I suppressed the intense pain in both shoulders, stood up, and glared at Yi Tianhong. Where do you think you're going? Yi Tianhong widened his eyes in anger. I didn't say a word, pushed aside Yi Wei, who was supporting me, and walked toward him step by step. Yi Wei, grab him for me. Quickly. Yi Tianhong shouted threateningly, but his heart was full of fear. Eldest sister, don't let him come here. Yiyang was still slumped on the ground. Yu Wei hesitated for a moment, but she didn't hold me back. She only tried to dissuade me with words. Yi Fang, don't be like this anymore. Whatever it is, let's just talk calmly. She spoke incredibly fast, so fast that the others basically couldn't hear her clearly. Yi Tianhong's heart sank halfway. Suddenly, his gaze became vicious. You little brat. If you dare take even one more step, I'll call the police and have you arrested immediately. If I can't teach you a lesson myself, then I'll let the police handle you. They'll put you behind bars for 6 months or a year to open your eyes for you. My footsteps halted. A smirk formed on the corner of my lips. Except for Yiyao, the other four sisters felt their scalps prickle, because I had already mentioned having evidence of Yi Tianhong's murders. Then I spoke up. Yiyang suddenly snapped back to alertness and pulled his phone from his pocket. My eyes flickered, abruptly stopping my hand. Yi Tianhong's expression became incredibly strange. Immediately after, he shouted in shame and anger. You little brat. I am telling you, even if you stop now, it's too late. Oh, really? I chuckled softly, then suddenly leaned in close and whispered into his ear. 25 years ago, you were around my age. And yet, the crime you committed wasn't exactly small. was it? Yi Tianhong's pupils suddenly constricted. What do you mean? First, tell him to stop. My voice was nonchalant. Yiyang, stop it. Don't call the police. Yiyang was just about to hit call. Hearing him say that, he could only put away his phone in frustration. Speak up. What do you know? Yi Tianhong lowered his voice. One could hear a slight tremble and unease in his tone. Hearing this, Yi Tianhong's face turned pale with shock. How do you know these things? I teased him in his ear. Don't worry about how I know. The bottom line is, I know. Yifeng, I don't care how you found out about this. I straightened my back, folding my arms across my chest. My lips curled into a smirk. Tin, then residential area. No. 126 Kwangmin Road. Lone District. Thong City next door. Is that enough? Yi Tianhong still didn't understand what I meant, so he was a bit angry. Are you playing with me? What does a residential area represent? I let out a cold laugh, reached out and squeezed his aging face, and spoke slowly. Duan Ming. Do you remember him? Immediately, Yi Tianhong's angry face froze. Right after that, it turned into disbelief and horror. Suddenly, he made a forceful gesture with his hand and shouted loudly, Everyone, move back a bit. The women nearby all backed away several meters. Yiyang, with her excellent hearing, had heard our entire conversation. She couldn't believe I knew so much. She knew I hadn't even been born yet back then. Right now, Yi Tianhong's face looked as bad as it possibly could. This Duan Ming was the hitman he had hired years ago. Yifeng, how do you know about him? I have my ways. I am sure you've already guessed the significance of that location, right? Need me to explain it to you a bit more? The smile never left my face. No need. Yi Tianhong's expression was absolutely wretched. Don't be in such a hurry. There's more. I whispered into his ear once again. Your wife's first love? Surely you remember him, Suyu. Wasn't it? TSK. That guy is Yiyang's real father. When they heard this, except for Yiyang, who seemed slightly better off, the others all looked utterly stunned. They stared at Yiyang in total disbelief. Immediately, Yiyao glared at Yiyang. Her eyes suddenly turned blood red. A wave of tyrannical bloodlust surged in her heart. She was about to lunge forward, but someone reacted just in time. Yi Yuewei held her back. Yi Yuewei had already guessed that. All of them could hear my inner voice, so she was already mentally prepared to prevent Yi Yao from hearing things that would make her lose control. Yi Tianhong looked at my wicked smile and felt a chill surge straight to his brain. He pointed a trembling finger at me, unable to speak for a long time. Old man, don't get too worked up. Be careful, or you might just drop dead. There's still more. Do you want to hear it? I laughed wickedly. There's more? Yi Tianhong let out a strange sound. His aging eyes were filled with horror. No. 54 Shifeng Lane, Hang City. Yiyang, do you remember him? The muscles on Yi Tianhong's face twitched as he looked at me. He spoke through gritted teeth. I don't care how you know this. I am warning you. If you dare to report this to anyone, it'll definitely kill you before I am tossed into prison. I burst out laughing. I spread my hands and asked back, You old man, are you stupid? Should I call the police now? You can try to kill me then. Oh, that's right. Weren't you about to call the police earlier, right? Well, that's great. Yiyang, call the police. Come and arrest me. I'd just love to go to jail. I said it in a loud, clear voice, as if I was afraid Yiyang wouldn't hear me. Hearing that, Yiyang's eyes lit up. Good. Very good. Yifeng, you brought this on yourself. He pulled out his phone. Just as he opened the dialer, Yi Tianhong suddenly yelled, Stop. Don't call the police. If anyone dares to call the police, don't blame me for turning my back on you. Yiyang, you too. Don't call. Yiyang stood there in a daze. He looked quite ridiculous. I added another remark. Oh my. Go on. Call the police. Why aren't you calling anymore? I looked at Yiyang, then suddenly delivered a slap to Yi Tianhong's face. Call the police now. Yang, your precious father's face is about to be slapped into a pig's head. Enough. Yifeng, stop it. Brother. Yi Yuewei stopped me from slapping him again. My raised arm froze in midair, looking at Yi Tianhong with a dark, inscrutable gaze. Yi Tianhong, I am telling you this. I've already saved all of this on cloud storage. If I don't log in for just one day, it will be automatically released online. Believe it or not. Go ahead and try me. Having said that, my palm suddenly came down for a hard slap. Yi Tianhong reflexively recoiled, closing his eyes tightly, but he only felt a light pat on his face. I stood up, turned around and glanced at Yi Wei, old man. Out of respect for your eldest daughter, I'll let you go this once. Yi Wei pursed her lips tightly and stiffly turned her face away. Dad, Yifeng hit you like that. Why won't you let me call the police? Dad, say something. Dad. Yiyang threw himself into his father's arms, his eyes full of confusion. Yi Tianhong looked at my retreating back and shouted through gritted teeth. Shut up. Don't ever mention this again. Then he pushed Yiyang away and stood up. Yifeng, I am telling you, the reason I came here today is to make all of you give up hope completely. He pointed toward me and Yi Wei, then pointed to the other four sisters. His voice rang out coldly. Yan, I've warned you more than once, and yet you still sneak out to see him. Pausing, He looked Yan straight in the eyes and continued, I've already had your cards blocked until you truly realize your mistake. Only then will I restore them for you. While they were still reeling from Yan's cards being blocked, I rested my chin on my hand and began to calculate silently. Wei has escaped this fate. So doesn't that mean the Yi group's VP, Shui, is next? Given that old man's personality, now that his son's embezzlement has been exposed, hell want to make his daughter take the fall for him. Of these 5 Yi sisters, except for Wei, I suspect none of them will have a happy ending. But what does that have to do with me? I won't ever bother telling them. At this moment, all the thoughts in my heart were heard by all 5 Yi sisters. Among them, Shui, and Yan were the most shocked. Yan didn't know what to say anymore. She wanted to regain control of the body, but was held back firmly by Xui. Yan asked, You won't let me go ask him. Then what do you propose we do? Xui replied immediately, Shut up, I have a plan already. While Yi and Jue, Shuang and Yan showed clear doubt, Yan thought to herself, It seems the plan needs to be carried out quickly. Yue wasn't particularly surprised. She had already guessed this possibility beforehand. Meanwhile, Yao was like a leopard, stalking its prey. She looked at Yiyang with an excited expression. Fifth sister, don't be impatient. Wei called out softly. Yao gradually calmed down. The everyone's silence confused Tian Hong. Why are you all as silent as stones? Yan, do you think playing the pity card will make me soft-hearted? I've warned you many times before, telling you not to come here, but you insisted on not listening. I narrowed my eyes in deep thought. Maybe I should take this chance to completely cut ties with the Yi family. As for Wei, if she really can't find a job, then supporting her won't be any pressure at all. I am just afraid I'll have to frequently run into those 4 idiots later. What should I do? I clicked my tongue, slightly hesitant. Wei completely ignored the subsequent words. She only focused on the fact that I wanted to cut all ties with the Yi family. It's obvious what that represents without needing to say it. The other 4 being called idiots. Everyone's faces turned red with anger, especially Yao, but she was held back by the twins, so she couldn't lash out. Old man, stop rambling. How about this? I suddenly approached him. As long as you agree to one condition, I guarantee I won't reveal your secrets. Well, Tian Hong glared at me. After some deep thought, he nodded. I believe you, but your condition must not be excessive. The corner of my lips quirked up, slightly, whispering, For you, this is extremely simple. 1 million yuan. I only need exactly 1 million yuan. Not too much, right? When Tian Hong heard the request was only that much, he nodded in agreement without hesitation. I pulled the phone from his pocket and unlocked it. Tian Hong was a bit puzzled. It's unlocked now. Here is my account number. I want to see the money in my account within 10 minutes. I leaned in close to his ear and whispered. Tian Hong lowered his head and silently messaged his assistant, telling the accountant to transfer the money. Just a short while later, the money arrived. I looked at the account balance, gave a cold laugh, then put the phone away. Very good. There's still one more condition. Yi Feng, don't push your luck. Tian Hong lowered his voice, his tone full of dissatisfaction. Don't get angry. This condition is actually beneficial for you. Want to hear it? I raised my eyebrows and sneered. If it's still about the money, the most is 1 million. Otherwise, I'll risk my life to have a fight to the finish with you. Don't expect anyone to live in peace. Hearing these words, my eyes lit up. Really? Then give me another million. Tian Hong's eyes twitched. His expression shifted rapidly. Finally, he nodded. Remember this well. This is the final million. I won't give you another single cent. Tian Hong stared straight into my eyes. His gaze was filled with cruel, murderous intent. Inside, I was overjoyed. More money in my account. I nodded, very satisfied. Give me the debt note. I reached out my hand. Tian Hong's facial muscles were trembling. He was trying his best to suppress his rage. As for me, after taking the debt note, I tore it to shreds. Then I suddenly spoke up loudly. Oh, right. There's one last thing I want to announce. Everyone's eyes were fixed on me. Tomorrow, I'll take the time to drop by the Yi house. Before I could even finish my sentence, Tian Hong immediately interrupted. No way. Unless you kneel down, kowtow, and apologize to me, and return the money, only then will it be okay. Except for Wei. Everyone else thought I wanted to return home, but only she vaguely guessed my intention. Don't. Yi Feng. You mustn't go. She stepped forward and grabbed my arm. Her face was full of pleading. I suddenly frowned. The eldest miss is quite smart. After all, as expected. Among the 5 Yi sisters, she's the only one who's still normal. Wei was still begging. Her voice was trembling uncontrollably. Yi Feng, please don't do anything foolish. Okay? Her eyes were filled with supplication. A mocking smile appeared on Tian Hong's lips. What? Are you afraid that once Yi Feng returns to the Yi house, hell, leave you all alone outside, right? Actually, you can also kneel down and kowtow an apology. That way, you can come home too. Shut your mouth. Wei suddenly roared in anger. Her scream echoed through the space. She continued to mutter in my ear. Tian Hong was stunned. Then he flew into a towering rage. You rebellious girl. You dare tell me to shut up. This is mutiny. Everything is in chaos. Stop the noise. I interrupted them. I didn't finish what I was saying earlier. I meant I am going to the Yi house to sever all ties and transfer my household registration out. The moment I said this, everyone was astonished, especially Yi Tianhong. His face darkened. He almost fainted. His face turned pale instantly. His mind went completely blank. His heart was filled with indignation and humiliation. However, after that, his expression changed. It seemed he had a new thought. Wait, this actually seems like a good thing. If he severs ties with the Yi family, then when I want to deal with him later, I certainly won't feel any pangs of conscience. Besides, there will be one less eyesore in the house. This sudden decision left both Yi Yuwei and Yiyang stunned. Yi Yuwei guessed correctly. I really intended to do exactly that. She couldn't persuade me, so she could only watch helplessly. Yiyang said with a cold laugh, a tough man, like you. Ill. Wait to see the moment you regret this. His words were full of sarcasm and contempt. Yi Feng, do you even know what you're saying? Yi Yueyan stared intently at me, trying to stay calm. Hurry up and take back what you just said. Yi Yu Yao's eyes were already red. She walked steadily over to me. Her voice was so gentle that it was impossible to refuse. Can you stop acting out? Properly apologize to Dad, and let's all go home together. Okay. Those eyes looked at me without blinking, but I couldn't feel even a trace of warmth. I only felt a chill down my spine. My wounds began to throb again. Death is just death. It's not like I haven't been through it before. Maybe the heavens will take pity and let me live yet another life. No way. I will sever all ties with the Yi family. Although I didn't dare look Yi Yue Yao in the eye, my tone was extremely firm, completely unwavering. The light in her eyes died out instantly, and she continued to approach. She hugged me. Yi Feng, don't go. Please? I know fifth sister often hurts you, but I really don't want you to leave. Yi Yue, seeing this scene, her chest heaved with agitation. Her eyes were practically spitting fire. She angrily pulled Yi Yue Yao away. Look at what a mess you two are making. Let go. Why does it feel like she's jealous? I looked up at Yi Yue Wei in doubt. She immediately turned her face away. She gave a soft huff. Yi Tianhong had calmed down. Yiyang jumped forward, trying to hold me back. Brother Yi, you can't just sever ties like this. Even though you're only an adopted son, you've lived in this house for over a decade. Do you really have the heart to do it? Yan said. He's such a green tea prick. How come I didn't realize it before? Shu replied. You idiot. The reason I am so cold to him, isn't it exactly because of this? Yan asked back. Then why didn't you tell me? Xwi sneered. Watching a fool is quite entertaining. I couldn't help but feel that these two personalities interacting with each other was quite funny, but this only made everything more complicated. Yi Tianhong looked at me coldly. Yi Feng, do you really want to sever all ties with our Yi family? Do you have any idea what on earth you're talking about? I frowned, utterly confused. You old geezer. Haven't you always wanted me to disappear? Now that I am actually about to leave, why are you starting to hesitate like this? I get it. You want to play the role of a kind father, don't you? So that when I firmly decide to leave, you can stand on the moral high ground and criticize me, right? You're truly disgusting. I looked at Yiyang in anger. In the past, you suppressed me, slandered me, and insulted me. I've noted it all down, but if you dare put on that green tea act in front of me again, I'll break your legs. My words made the father and son feel extremely ashamed, incessantly. Yiyang still tried to save face. Brother, how can you say that about me? Everything I do is for your own good. Shut up right now. Yiyang, I really don't know how thick your skin can get. Wasn't I kicked out of the house because of you? I looked around at everyone. Does anyone among you actually know the truth of what happened that day? Yi Yue. Yan frowned and replied, isn't it because you felt aggrieved by how poorly the family treated you over the years? So you hit Dad? Even though Dad was also in the wrong, you still refused to apologize. Eldest sister spoke up for you, and as a result, both of you were kicked out at the same time. Is that not how it happened? These words were like a thunderbolt exploding in Yi Yue mind. She was utterly shocked. Yue Yan. What did you just say? I gave a cold laugh. Ha ha ha. This is hilariously pathetic. It's truly ridiculous. Yi Yue. Why don't you tell them yourself exactly what happened that day, even though she didn't want to? Yi Yue still recounted the truth of that day in great detail. The fourth sister was furious after hearing it. Well done, Yiyang. You dared to steal eldest sister's underwear. You really are a pervert. Dad, why did you lie to us? Is your bias for Yiyang really this extreme? What a bastard. Yi Yue Yan's reaction was extremely harsh. She didn't hesitate to curse out Yiyang, and Yi Yushu also felt that this behavior was absolutely revolting, so disgusting. Yi Yue Shuang knitted her brows tightly, hesitating slightly. Eldest sister, is this true? Did Xiao Yang really do something like that? Yi Yue gave a cold laugh. Whether it's true or not, go ask him yourself. Normally, you're the one who treats him best. He definitely wouldn't lie to you. Would he, right? My dear little brother. Yiyang. Yi Wei voice was cold, without a single trace of warmth. Xiao Yang, tell me the truth. Is this really the truth? Yi Yu Shuang's words were filled with anticipation. She truly didn't know how she could face him. If Yiyang really did such a thing, Yi Yang's stuttering response extinguished the last spark of hope in Yi Yu Shuang. She looked at him with eyes full of disappointment. How could you do something so filthy? Usually, when you date multiple girls at once, I never say anything to you. Because you're Yiyue Shuang's younger brother, you have that right. But never, in a million years, should you have done this. From now on, don't you dare step foot into our rooms or bathrooms. I absolutely forbid you from going anywhere near the balcony where we dry our clothes. Yi Shuang's eyes were rimmed with red. She really couldn't accept this reality. Yiyang stared at Yiyang, without saying a single word, but her eyes were full of suspicion and scrutiny. This time, there's no doubt about it. It's highly likely that Yiyang isn't a dad's biological son. How could someone from our Yi family do such a thing? Strangely, Yao didn't rush in to punch or kick him. Instead, she huddled behind my back, looking at him with vigilance and disgust. How can he be so repulsive? Fortunately, when I had my episodes, I never went to him. Otherwise, he probably would have taken full advantage of me. Yiyang's entire body went cold. He intended to make one last struggle. Sisters, I was wrong. I'll change in the future. Please believe me. I'll definitely make up for all my mistakes. In the future, I'll definitely work hard and strive to make the Yi group more prosperous. Yan had really had enough of his green tea tone. She didn't know before, but now her inner heart told her that Yiyang might not be their biological family, so she no longer had any reason to hold back. Yiyang, shut your mouth right now. Don't you even know what kind of person you are? Look at you, sulking and dropping out just because you're bad at studying, playing these petty, dishonest tricks, slandering and framing others, and even Xue, stop yawn. Enough, don't mention the embezzlement. Yu Yan angrily turned her face away, not wanting to look at Yi Yang's fake, pitiful face for another second. Just then, Yi Yao spoke up. Yi Yang, I am warning you, dare to slander Yi Feng once more, or steal anything from us. And you know exactly what the consequences will be. Her voice was very gentle, but everyone knew what those consequences were. Her personality was naturally wild. She liked to party, sometimes not coming home all night. She had been targeted by thugs a few times, and the result was those men all became crippled. Yi Yang's eyelids twitched. He didn't dare challenge Yi Yao's limits. Once she goes crazy. Besides Yi Wei and me, honestly, no one can control her. Not even her parents can do anything. Enough, Yue Yao. Do you really want to attack your own brother? Yi Tianhong intervened, looking at her with a hint of annoyance. Even though Yang really did that, even he didn't have the heart to hit him, so it wasn't their turn to discipline him. Dad, I said if there is a next time, if he repeats it even once more, then no one will be able to save him. I mean it. Yi Yao didn't yield, looking straight into Yi Tianhong's eyes. Her expression was incredibly serious. Yi Tianhong gritted his teeth and smacked Yi Yang on the head. Hurry and promise your fifth sister. Say that you'll never do it again. Yi Yang looked at him in fear, then immediately lowered his head. Fifth sister, I promise there will never be a next time. I kept my eyes glued to Yi Yang. When I saw that cold look in his eyes, I thought to myself, so it turns out the old geezer is afraid of his youngest daughter? What a strange thing. But that look in Yi Yang's eyes is quite interesting. Is he planning to deal with Yue Yao sooner? TSK. Yi Yue Yao's gaze changed. Her fists clenched tight. What does that mean? Planning to make a move on me early? How does he know about these things? Yi Yue Wei knitted her brows tightly. Making a move early won't do. I have to find a way to trick him into speaking out tonight. Yan thought to herself. What exactly does Yu Yang want to do? She replied. Look at the way he's staring. It's absolutely terrifying. Let's just observe the situation for now. Yi Yue Yao tried to suppress the violence and doubt in her heart, her tone remaining as gentle as ever. Fine. Remember well what you just said, but Yi Feng, please take back what you just said. This time, it was Dad's fault. I apologize to you on his behalf. Don't be upset anymore. Let's just go home together, please. She smiled slightly. Though her eyes were rimmed with red, she still looked at me with such tenderness. She stepped forward and gripped my arm, her fingers tightening slightly, making her knuckles turn white. Yi Yue Yao's fingernails dug deep into my bicep, although she didn't break the skin. The pain was incredibly sharp. Fifth sister, don't do that. Yi Yue stepped in to intervene. This time, Yi Yue Yao turned her head, and her gentle gaze suddenly became extremely violent. Eldest sister, this is my final limit. I will not allow Yi Feng to leave. Eldest sister, she's really not normal. In my heart, I was terrified. Once this girl snaps, no one will be able to handle her. Oh my god. My goodness, my dear lady, can you just let me be? I can't hit her. And cursing at her doesn't work either. If she flies into a rage, I could die without even knowing why. But Yi Yue Yao, I know you don't want to lose your stress relief tool. How about this? Next time you have an episode, just come find me. I won't run far away. If I am not at school, then I'll be at the rental house. My words suddenly choked up, because I saw Yi Yue Yao's eyes were rimmed with red, tears streaming down her face incessantly. She hugged me tightly. Yi Feng, please don't hate me, okay? I remember you said you would never hate me. Her voice was so very gentle, but her hands started tearing at my clothes. It hurt so much. I took a sharp breath of cold air. I never said I hated you. I only hate this family. Suppressing the pain, I gritted my teeth and forced out a few words. Fifth sister, I like you best in the whole world, but can you please calm down just a little? In the past, I used to praise Ye Yue Yao often, saying that I liked her very much, so she would immediately calm down. This time was no exception. Her hands froze, her entire body gradually relaxed, and she slowly pulled away from my embrace. Those words of mine, the Yi family had heard many times before, but this time, it gave Yue Wei an entirely different feeling. She felt strange inside, feeling a bit choked up. Do you really not hate me? Her beautiful face was still stained with 2 lines of tears. She looked at me with an expectant face. I remained silent, thinking to myself, do I hate her or not? It's really hard to say. She treats me with genuine affection, but whenever she gets the chance, she bites and tears at me like this. Who could possibly endure that? The 4 women, hearing this, felt their hearts tighten for a beat. Well, it's over. Yi Yue Yao's expression suddenly stiffened, but my heart suddenly softened. Deciding to soothe her emotions, I don't hate you. I looked at her seriously and spoke. The other 4 rolled their eyes in annoyance internally, while Yi Yue Yao stood dazed for a moment, then nodded her head and said nothing more. All right, Yi Yu Yao, my promise to you still stands. When you need to, just come find me. But as for me leaving the Yi family, there's no more room for negotiation. This time, Yi Yue Yao no longer tried to stop me. She was afraid that if she continued to resist, then I really would end up hating her. Yi Yue Wei lowered her head, looking completely dejected and melancholy. In the end, she couldn't stop me either. Yi Tianhong spoke up irritably. Fine then. Then we agree on tomorrow. Tomorrow you come to the Yi house and handle the procedures to transfer your registration out for me. From now on, you are no longer a part of this Yi family. I replied coldly. Fine with me. I'll see you tomorrow, no matter what. Now, all of you, get the hell out of here. Yi Tianhong still stood there without moving. Yi Yue, I am giving you one last chance. As your father, all you need to do is say one apology, and you can return to the Yi house right this instant. I might not let you sit in that CEO chair anymore, but I will arrange another position for you. He acted as if the scene earlier, where I beat him to a pulp, had never happened at all. He crossed his arms over his chest, reassuming that arrogant posture of his from the past. Yi Yue Wei frowned, thinking about all the times had used her as a trophy to show off. Her resolve to surpass him became even firmer. She replied coldly, there's no need, Dad. You should go back. I feel very comfortable staying with Yi Feng. Didn't you already give him over 2 million? Supporting one more mouth like me would be enough for decades. At most, Yi Feng and I can settle down in another city. I don't believe that. You can still reach your hand out to other provinces. Yi Tianhong was so furious that he clutched his chest. Can't you even say a single word of apology to me? Are you not grateful at all? Yi Yue Wei shrugged her shoulders. Father, since I began to understand things, you've always arrogantly thought you were giving me a way out like this. Have you ever thought about me? I've compromised with you countless times before, but this time, it's different. I won't bow my head to you anymore. Yi Tianhong looked at everyone present in shock. Yi Yue Wei words were still ringing in his ears. He only felt a sweet, metallic taste rising in his throat. He hurriedly forced it back down. Good. Very well. Yi Tianhong, swear that even if Yi Yue Wei wants to return to the Yi family later, I will never agree to it. Yiyang, let's go. Reaching the door, Yi Tianhong suddenly turned back. Do you all want to stay here too? Get over here right now. He saw that his 4 daughters actually refused to leave with him. The metallic taste in his throat grew even stronger. Yi Yue Shuai said her goodbyes. Nuno, then we'll be heading out first. Yi Yue Shuang stepped forward and held her hand to advise her. That's right, Nuna. Please remember to take good care of yourself. Yi Yue Wei spoke softly. Just go home now, or else father will scold you all again in a moment. Yi Yue Yan didn't say a word. In her heart, she was calculating her own plans. Yi Yu Yao still stood motionless. Yi Tianhong shouted angrily. Ye Yao, what do you think you're doing? 5th sister, my dear 5th sister, don't tell me you want to stay here too. I clasped my hands together and said with a miserable face. Yi Yue Yao's expression changed. Then she started walking toward the door. Her reaction made my heart feel a bit relieved. Phew, that was truly terrifying. Now, after the Yi family had all left, I slumped down onto the floor, clutching the wound on my shoulder with one hand. My face was filled with immense pain. Damn it, this Yue Yao really is ruthless. It hurts like hell. Yi Yue Wei snapped out of it and hurriedly approached to check. Yi Feng, just lie face down. She helped me sit backward on the chair. Please be gentle, Nuna. It really hurts. In 2 lifetimes, I've never been injured this badly. Yi Yue Wei hands were trembling. She lifted the shirt on my back. The flesh was all torn open. Blood was still flowing nonstop. My face was a bit pale. Quite a bit of blood had been lost. In my memories, even the original owner had never been this pathetic. Yi Yue Wei covered her mouth in distress. Tears fell silently. Stop crying, my dear Nuna. Take a towel, dampen it with some clean water, and help me wipe away the blood, okay? Yi Yue Wei quickly went to do it. As she worked, she kept complaining. That 5th sister went too far. Before, it was just fingernail scratches. Why did she use so much force this time? Doesn't she worry that something might happen to Yi Feng? My eyebrows furrowed tightly. The room was filled with the pungent smell of blood. Damn it. Next time, I must stay a bit further away from Yi Yue Yao. Otherwise, This wound of mine will never heal. Yi Yue nodded subconsciously. Not sure if it was because Yi Yao had hurt me, or for some other reason. She carefully wiped away the dried blood with the towel. After wiping it several times, the water in the basin was dyed a bright red. Put the towel on me. Then can you help me buy some mercurochrome and gauze? I said weakly. Sigh. You're this old, yet you don't even have this basic knowledge. If you keep wiping like this, my skin will peel off. Yi Yue's face turned red. I am going right now. You wait. Whoa, there's money in my backpack. Take it yourself. Nuna. I felt my eyelids growing heavy. I took out my phone too. Glanced at the recording, then closed my eyes with peace of mind. Yi Yue didn't notice my unusual behavior. She took some money and hurriedly left. She went to a nearby pharmacy to buy gauze, antiseptic, and mercurochrome. She bought quite a lot, probably worried that I wouldn't have enough next time. After returning home, she frowned as soon as she stepped through the door. The room was full of the smell of blood. It really made one want to vomit. She threw open the windows to ventilate. Then she approached me. Is Yifeng asleep? Seeing that I had no reaction, she wore a mischievous smile. You dare to kick me out? You bring women home whenever you get the chance, don't you? You even dared to wink and tease me earlier. She took the whole bottle of antiseptic and poured it directly onto my back. In my daze, I suddenly felt a bone-piercing pain from behind. I was startled and fell to the floor, rolling around all over the floor. Damn it. What the hell is this? Yi Yue. What did you do? I winced in pain, grumbling as I asked Yi Yue. Her expression was somewhat feigned bewilderment. I just wanted to disinfect it for you. Then I can bandage the wound for you. Does it hurt that much? My eyelids were twitching incessantly. I was about to give her a piece of my mind. You really are. Never mind. I sat back down on the chair. You know how to wrap gauze, right? This is simple. This time, Yi Yue didn't intentionally play a prank on me. After all, she didn't want my wound to have trouble healing. After half an hour, having used up more than half a roll of gauze, by the time I was about to go crazy from scolding her, she finally finished bandaging. If it weren't because I was too lazy to go to the hospital, I'd never let you help like this. You should be satisfied, having me help you, and yet you're still not satisfied. A smug smile appeared on Yue's face. She leisurely walked into the bathroom to take a shower. Why does something feel off? Is she intentionally messing with me? I watched her enter the bathroom. I saw that smile clear as day. This won't do. I have to get back at her. Should I barge into the bathroom and scare her? Yi Yue heard my inner thoughts. Her whole body shivered slightly. There are only the two of us in this house. Though this bathroom door has a lock, it's not sturdy at all. It's too easy for a grown man to barge in. No. If things really heat up, it'll be a big mess. Your time is up. Nuna. Yi Yue only felt a bad premonition. She didn't know what I was planning to do after all. Anxiously, she slowly finished her shower. She put on her nightgown and stepped out cautiously. Her eyes darted around, afraid that I would suddenly pounce. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Yifeng probably wouldn't do something like that. She patted her chest, breathing a sigh of relief. Just then, I walked over carrying clean clothes. She didn't dare to look at me. I didn't say a word either. Until she was already lying in bed, did she truly feel at ease? It seems I was overthinking. Ow, it hurts so much. My voice echoed from the bathroom. That made her a bit curious. Yifeng, what's wrong? Every time I move, my back hurts terribly. I looked in the mirror and saw, my back is starting to bleed again. Nuna, can you come in and help me a bit? Since I called her Nuna, she will definitely agree. Yi Yue rested her chin on her hand and began to ponder. Help him bathe? This naughty brat. Nuna, did you hear me? My voice rang out again. Yi Yue hesitated for a moment, recalling her promise to take care of me. She stood up and walked to the bathroom door. Yifeng, how do you want me to help? Help me wipe my body with a warm towel. It's so hot I am covered in sweat. Besides, there's also the smell of blood. My answer had no flaws. She basically had no way to refuse. Then, I am coming in. But I am telling you beforehand, you must not bully me, she said as she pushed the door open. But after stepping inside, her face instantly turned beet red. She hurriedly turned her head away. Seeing that I was only wearing a pair of shorts, sitting on the chair in the bathroom, a reckless smile played on the corners of my mouth. How could I? You're my Nuna. I am not a pervert like Yiyang. Yi Yue bit her lower lip. Slowly, she turned her head back. My physique was very attractive, although no one in the house cared about my meals over the years, but I worked part-time on my own, never letting myself go hungry. Some of those part-time jobs even included meals. Every time, I ate to my heart's content. I also exercised regularly. Though my muscles weren't overly bulky, firm lines were clearly visible. My abs were also faintly visible. Nuna, hurry up a bit. What are you just standing there dazed for? I reminded her. She must be captivated by this young master's body. Tiske, these muscles. The wound seems quite serious. Yi Yue heard my inner thoughts. She felt a bit ashamed in her heart. I don't know why this kid is always thinking such nonsense. She tried to regain her composure. She took a towel and began to wipe my back. But the more she wiped, the more she felt something was wrong. Yifeng, you little rogue. She scolded in a panic. Then she dashed out of the bathroom. With a loud thud, the door slammed shut. Intentionally messing with me? Nuna. You think you're such a great actress. Pouring antiseptic on a wound will hurt a lot. How could you not know such basic common sense? I leisurely picked up the towel from the floor. Then I continued to wipe myself. Yi Yue quickly returned to bed. She covered her head with the blanket. At this moment, she only felt her whole body burning up, recalling that burning gaze of mine. It was as if I wanted to swallow her whole. It felt like an electric current running through her heart, spreading through all her limbs. Yi Yue, what kind of nonsense are you thinking? Yi Fang has only just become an adult. He's still naive. You're almost 30 and you're being naive too. Yi Yue, you're so embarrassing. She kept scolding herself silently. She also felt a bit regretful for running out so fast. She didn't get to give me a proper lesson yet. This naughty boy dared to tease me like that. Let's see how I'll deal with him next time. Until she was so stifled she couldn't breathe, she finally threw the blanket off, gasping for air. Right then, I walked out of the bathroom. As soon as I stepped out, I froze. Yi Yue, beautiful face.